Good evening, Mustang basketball fans. It's Mustang Vision. We're live from Solon, Iowa, as we get set for special night action. Girls and boys varsity doubleheader tonight. Down here, the Highway 1 rivalry with the Solon Spartans. Tonight should be a fantastic night of basketball. You're listening to Mustang Vision and listening only tonight, although you might be able to see some of the commercials that I play throughout the evening. I'm Jim Beatty, got the call for Mustang Vision, and with me, as always, when we take on the girls varsity, is analysis by Kirk Wishmeyer. Kirk, good evening.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Glad to be here with you.
Going to be a little bit different tonight as we don't have our picture in front of us, which means we get to color everything for them, but we usually call most of the action anyway. And we're sitting up in the track, or up on the track here at Solon, so we've got a bird's eye perspective. And set for, Kirk, what really, it's a rematch.
It is.
It's a game that the Mustangs sorely need as they move into postseason, and one that's going to be a tall order for them.
Yeah, this is going to be a tall order, like you said. It's going to be a challenge for them tonight. I think it's doable. Last match we had back early in January, we ended up with a loss, 44-62 loss. That was a weather delay game. If you remember, we had that big storm on a Friday night and got pushed to a Saturday.
Yep.
Had wrestling and some other stuff going on, so they're rearranged. So tonight should have been in Mount Vernon. The boys are here, but we're getting treated to actually 6 basketball games tonight.
Wow.
So
it's a lot of basketball if you're a basketball fan.
A lot of basketball here in Solon, Iowa. So coming off of a hard-fought victory by our JV team. They lost, got into a free throw game at the end, so the score wasn't quite what it ended up to be, but I think it was like a 10-point loss for the JV girls.
Well, it's Solon Spartans and Mount Vernon Mustangs. This is a rivalry that's never short of volatility, of energy, of competition. Call it what you want.
It's a rivalry.
These two teams love to play each other. And
yes.
I think we're going to see, like you said, it's a tall order. It's the 12-7 Spartans against the 11-9 Mustangs. And so there's some relativity to the rankings, to their win records right now. And I think it's going to come down to, and we're going to go to your opinions after our sponsors here. I think this is going to come down to, can the Mustangs stop the run and stop the zone attack of the Spartans?
Absolutely.
You've got Coach Sanderson's notes. We'll get back to that in just a minute, but we want to remind you that this is made free wherever you are at. And Kirk, one of the things that's curious to me, we are here with KCRG, and so we might have some fans in the area that can watch this via KCRG, but if you're anywhere outside of that viewing area, you can't get to it very easily. And so it's we're just very thankful that the Mustang Vision's an opportunity for you, as well as you get the home call. But it's made possible free to you guys by our gracious businesses in Mount Vernon and Lisbon. That includes Ability Physical Therapy, Richardson Hanson Holtz Insurance Agency, Lynn Woodley Construction, Lynch Ford Chevrolet, Gary's Foods, Copenhagen Associates, Iowa Physical Therapy, Mount Vernon Bank and Trust Company, Downtown Dental, Brown's Plumbing, Budget Blinds of Eastern Iowa, M&K Dust Control, the Greater Cedar Rapids Community Foundation, Yock's Landing, Scores and Wilkie's Liquor, Palisades Family Dental, Mercy Care Community Physicians, Mount Vernon Family Dentistry, Dave Bunch Heating and Cooling, Sheer Image, Cause Team, Photo Image, Ace Hardware of Mount Vernon Insurance Agency, Chameleons Pub and Grub, U.S. Bank Home Mortgage Purchase and Refinancing, Mount Vernon Eye Clinic, and Bluegrass Enterprises. That's a great lineup of sponsors. They are proud to be here for Mustang Vision. We hope that you give them your gratitude when you stop in and see them throughout your year. Kirk, the ladies just ran back into the locker room, so one last chance for Coach Sanderson to grab their attention. We saw in our last outing, Mount Vernon jumped out to a hot start.
Yes,
it was impressive.
It was impressive.
And then they lost some momentum in quarters 2 and 3 and battled back in the fourth quarter. What are you expecting tonight?
I believe we're gonna see a similar style game. It's going to be a fast transition game. they need to do a much better job. Mount Vernon needs to do a much better job on handling Solon's zone attack. They did a really good job of controlling Callie Levine.
Yep.
They held her to 15, or I think 12 points the first round that they played, whereas she scores upwards of 22 or 25. I can't remember what the last score is, but she is averaging about 20.7 baskets per game. So holding her, limiting her shots, and then limiting the perimeter shots of the rest of her teammates is one of the big things they need to do.
We often talk about scorers are going to get their points, and Callie Levine certainly coming in here at over 20 points per game, and then second and third on their list is not in double digits. And so sometimes while you try to shut down the leading scorer, what you really want to do is you want to make sure you don't get hurt by anybody else on the team. Mount Vernon's going to need to be looking to do that and control the shots from Kaya Holdcamp as well as Callie Levine's sister McKinley. And, I think we'll see some shot making from Mia Stolly. But can Mount Vernon jump out to that hot start, or do you see tonight being more of a managed tempo, managed energy, limit the possessions for the Spartans?
Well, you're saying manage the tempo, and I was just noticing that Solon has their big shot clocks already on their poles. They're not lit up, but they're getting ready for next year's transition, so I thought that was kind of interesting. Mount Vernon's key is they need to hunt for their good shots. So keep the transition going, look for a good shot, get the baskets in there. They did a tremendous job last time shooting from the outside. I think they were over 40% in the 3 points for last time.
Yep.
And, we're rolling right now. The last 11 games, Mount Vernon is 8-3. That's a heck of a tremendous way to pull a close on the season. First winning season, Jim, since 17-18 season.
And so it feels good.
It feels really good. These young ladies have battled very hard this season and done a tremendous job. Win or lose tonight, they can walk away with the winning season, take away some good positives from tonight, and continue to build. I'm sure the game plan from Coach Sanderson is going to be etched in stone with these ladies and work hard to get that win. They already have their first-round matchup with Independence coming up next Tuesday.
Independence next Tuesday. So we are right here at the start, at the verge of the postseason.
Yep.
And what a perfect time for our shooters to be showing up. And one of the things I was looking at in the statistics of where we were at the start of the season, certainly where we were last season, where we are ending up in this season, where we are right now. And you can't fault where this team is at from the perimeter. They are shooting lights out. Peyton Simpson just had her career high, I think, the last time out on the road. You've got Mackenzie Rentschler that has just really been on fire when she's looked at the basket squarely. And you're getting a lot of contributions on that perimeter. Looking at the shot charts from the last time that we faced Solon, we really had very little from the perimeter. We tried to do everything from down
paint,
low on the blocks in the paint. They're a pretty good perimeter team. Can we establish that inside-out game that Coach Sanderson's been looking for?
Yeah, looking at our Mustang ball, kind of our stats that we've been talking about all season. So, last season they're continuing to compare our improvements from last season. They continue to compare them to our first 4 games of the year and how we've done since then. So 11-5 since our first 4 losses. And then everything's trending really well. The improvements on our field goal efficiencies, our defensive efficiencies, our 3-point shots, our turnovers per game are going down. Handling the ball and taking care of those and hunting those good shots. That's what Coach Sanderson keeps sharing with us, Jim. That's what he wants these Mustangs to do to get the win. So that's positive. That's all going in the right direction. So hopefully they keep that momentum going tonight. And they're shooting some warm-ups here, and everybody's looking pretty darn loose out there.
Yeah, I think that's certainly something that we've seen from this team as the season's drawn longer is confidence and poise. They are a patient team. They started out the season, of course, that storied game against Williamsburg where they had the big lead and lost it in the end because of the pressure in the backcourt. And they've consistently seen pressure throughout this season, but continuing to handle it better, more confidently. Fewer turnovers. Turnovers are still just over at a clip of 14 a game, which is probably a little higher than Coach Sanderson wants, but that's including, a big chunk at the beginning of the season that they've really remedied.
Yeah, looking through some of Coach Sanderson's notes, this one just caught my eye. I didn't catch this one before. Liz Doherty has been nominated for the Iowa Basketball Coaches Association Academic All-State Team.
That's fantastic.
So that's impressive. She's not only doing well on the court. The senior is going to be a biochemistry and Spanish.
Wow.
Major and minor up at Iowa State next year. So congratulations to Liz for her accolades there.
Time to talk to Coach Fenley and let him know that she's coming. That's a great testament to the to the entire program in Mount Vernon that we are consistently able to get those academic all-staters and academic all-conference, and we do really well from that perspective in all of our sports. We're just about ready for game time. 15 seconds left on the clock. There is our call to our starting lineups. We're going to have those for you live as they come out. Of course, we know that the starters for Mount Vernon are going to be Mackenzie Rentschler, Cameron Brand, Lily C., Peyton Simpson, and Liz Doherty. And we'll see how those match up, how they match up with their counterparts in white and orange. Solon sporting the home uniforms. They've got orange up on the shoulders, orange down around the bottom of the trunks, otherwise pretty much white uniforms with orange lettering. Mount Vernon in their road maroons, and they are sharp-looking uniforms. President of the Booster Club right now, and proud to say that we've been able to continue to support our teams when they need new jerseys, new uniforms, and we keep them all on a nice rotation. So if you've been wondering how to get involved in Mount Vernon, encourage you to consider coming out and being a part of the Booster Club. There's so many different ways for you to join us and participate.
Well, we're getting some little light action here. They've pulled some of the lights down for their opening announcements.
Yeah, one of the advantages in Mount Vernon, of course, is that we've gone to full LED lighting. Here at Solon, they still are using the metal halides, so they can't go dark the way that we can.
Correct.
So we've got that Chicago Bulls effect, LA Lakers.
Somebody needs to get them energy efficient down here.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Warm welcome for the Mustang team and Coach Sanderson. And here's that Mustang lineup for you. Number 3, 5'4" senior Mackenzie Rentschler. 5'6" junior, number 5, Cameron Brand. 5'6" junior, number 11, Lily C. Leading scorer for the Mustangs, 5'6" sophomore, number 25, Peyton Simpson. And rounding out your Mustang lineup, 6'1" senior, number 30, Liz Doherty.
A little bit interesting. Usually they flip-flop back and forth, but I guess we're getting
they are going to take them down.
Light actions. Okay.
We'll see how quickly those metal halides come back. Those usually take a little bit to warm up.
The visiting Mustangs got all announced right in a row, and Solon, they got some smoke going here. They got some light effects.
Yep.
They're,
just a little bit of smoke.
Yeah.
Not too much.
Oh, yeah, keep coming out. Here's a little bit more.
Little by little. So leading off the starting lineup for the Spartans, 5'5" senior guard, number 4, Ava Steebrel. 5'8" senior, number 11, Kaya Holtkamp. Another senior, 5'9" guard, number 15, McKinley Levine. And following her out, sophomore leading scorer for the Spartans, her sister, 5'9", guard, number 23, Callie Levine. And rounding out the Spartan lineup, 5'7", senior guard, number 40, Ellie Holobar. Those are your starting lineups. Kirk,
So,
we are ready for basketball.
Yeah, entry music for the Solon Spartans was Metallica, so I'm guessing their coach is probably around the 40 or 50-year-old range.
Probably quite possibly.
Yeah.
Here's the national anthem. It'll be sung by a student from Solon, and then we'll get back to action. Nicely done. Didn't catch her name, but very well done.
That was junior Carrie Leons from Solon.
Hey, all right.
Doing double duty, basketball player and singer.
Kerrigan Lyons, 5'7", junior guard. May see her on the floor tonight. The Spartans head coach Jamie Smith, assisted by Jim Smith, Mark Sovers, and Nathan Watson.
So I'm peeking over your shoulder here.
Yep.
Is that one viewer that we have listening to us right now?
One concurrent. It's kind of been bouncing around, so maybe the fact that we're audio only. Not as exciting.
I'm hoping to provide the best absolute experience for our one listener right now.
It will never be the same. Mustangs win the tip. Liz Doherty getting up. Lily C comes away with it, and she presses into the paint. She'll end up getting stopped by Kaya Holtkamp. And on the pass back out top, almost stolen away. There'll be a tie-up, and it'll be alternate possession to the Spartans. So that zone defensive pressure
got right on them
and tipped that ball away on the pass. Ava Steebrel to inbound for the Spartans. She gets it to Callie Levine, and that offense for the Spartans, it's a potent offense set to get started. Around the perimeter they go. Callie Levine, the baseline corner, drives to the block, has it tipped by Rentschler, ends up getting it back herself. Kaya Holtkamp turns, looks in the paint. A little bit of drag of the foot, not called. Three-pointer, no good. That was off the hands of McKinley Levine, and it'll be Mustang basketball. Still 0-0 as we get down to about a minute gone in the first quarter. Lily C with a nice step-over move. It's going to go out of bounds off of Liz Doherty on the miss.
That was exactly what Coach Sanderson wants me to do, hunt those good shots. That was a great shot right in the middle. She got in there and just didn't get the basket to drop.
Yeah, she got a good look. It was a nice hesitation move, reversed pivot. Got a good look at the rim and just couldn't get it to go. It's a tough angle sometimes to try to find. Callie Levine outlets to Holtkamp. Holtkamp brings the basketball back up on the right wing over to Steebrel. Callie Levine off to Steebrel, and her shot is good, nothing but net. Kaya Holtkamp with a three-pointer. And Spartans open up a 3-0 lead. 6.5 to go in the first quarter. Basketball gets stopped. Cameron Brand able to give it up to Liz Doherty. She's being pressured by Steebrel.
Yeah, they're all over them.
Strong perimeter defense, man-to-man by the Spartans. Lily C. trying to find it into the lane. She does, and they'll should be called for an extra step.
Yep, she got that traveling there.
She got bodied up by Steebrel, and I think she just kind of lost her momentum. Couldn't get stopped.
Yeah, she was driving the lane there. I think she had a good opportunity to shoot that. She just, like you said, got caught up.
Still 3-0 at the 6-minute mark in the first quarter. He's Kirk Wishmeyer. I'm Jim Beatty. We're Mustang Vision on location in Solon, Iowa. Because we're on location, we don't have our camera. We don't have our gym camera. Steebrel with a three-pointer is going to be short, rebounded by the Spartans out top to Callie Levine as they work around the perimeter, and she hits 2 3-pointers for the Spartans, and they take a 6-0 lead. Both of those, Kirk, no pressure on those three-pointers. There's an overpass by the Mustangs. Callie Levine with the steal. She goes coast to coast and is fouled on the layup. Cameron Brand got turned around on defense.
Well, Holdcamp had the first one. Levine had the second one.
Yep. Both of them wide open.
Yeah.
Wide open. That first foul on Cameron Brand. First foul of the contest. Levine able to get the first free throw to go. It's 7-0 at 5:25 left in the first quarter. So Levine already to 5 points as she converts the second, and it's an 8-0 lead for the Spartans. Kirk Mustangs opened up a 7-1 lead. Nice shot there by Mackenzie Rentschler to get the Mustangs on the board.
Kinsey gets her first three-pointer of the night.
Callie Levine is feeling it. She dribbles down, crosses center court, and faces Peyton Simpson with a three-pointer. It's 11-3. Lily C. down below the free throw line and hands off to Peyton Simpson. Now to Mackenzie Rentschler. She drives baseline, gets a look at the basket, somehow able to flip that one up over the square and in. It's 11-5. Levine steps back off of Simpson. Nice hands by Simpson, knocks it loose. It'll be passed out of bounds.
That's Mount Vernon ball.
Steebrel. Good counter pressure by Rentschler after the tip by Simpson.
Yeah, Mackenzie Rentschler doesn't go in to the basket that often, and when she does, she usually has a pretty darn good shot of getting in there.
Lily C. had the ball knocked from her hand. She retrieved it, took the drive, missed the layup, and foul on the rebound by Rentschler.
Well, those are the baskets we need to get tonight, Jim.
Yep, that was another bunny.
Yep, that one was in and out.
Gotta have those. So the Spartans inbound, under 4.5 to go in the first quarter, up 11-5. Levine with the basketball to Steebrel. Back to Hollabar, back to Steebrel. They work around the perimeter to McKinley Levine. She goes inside to the elbow to Callie. Out to Steebrel. Steebrel's three-pointer, nothing but net. 4 3-pointers for the Spartans, and they lead 14-5.
Yeah, Mustangs need to stiffen up their defense on that perimeter.
Nice look from Simpson to a cutting C, and that was an easy layup. It's 14-7.
Yeah. Lily C. drove right in there and hit that open shot right in stride.
Callie Levine up top, and she hits another three-pointer. They have not missed from the perimeter 5 straight.
Have not.
17-7. And really no pressure thus far from the defense on those three-pointers. Liz Doherty from the free throw line. Sends it over to Brand, gets it back on the block. Dribbles twice and up and in, 17-9. Kurt, the good news is despite hitting everything at the perimeter, we're scoring. We're finding baskets. We're starting to stay up.
We're still in there. We're still fighting.
Down 8.
They're getting the ball into the hole.
There's Kaya Holtkamp with a miss, rebounded by Hollabar. Her shot, putback shot is missed, and they'll call Hollabar for a foul. It's going to the Mustangs. That's the first team foul for the Spartans. And also the first then on Hollabar. 17-9, Spartan lead, 3 minutes to play in the first quarter. Mustangs inbound. Brand to C. Brand gets it back. Now, we've seen a lot of ball pressure, Kurt, on the dribble drive, particularly Steebrel working on C, defending on C.
The Solon Spartans are smothering the Mustangs when they're on offense, so they're playing a really tight man, not letting anybody get a chance to get off some shots.
That'll be a 3-second call on Liz Doherty. She got stuck without her dribble, took 2 seconds to get rid of it and couldn't get out of the lane in the remaining second. And that's a turnover for the Mustangs. Ball back to the Spartans, 2.5 to go in the first quarter. Number 14, Hayley Miller in for the Spartans. Steebrel back to Miller. She drives, finds easily coming off the block Ellie Hollobar, and Coach Sanderson's going to call his first timeout as the Spartans have opened up a 10-point lead, 19-9. Kurt, they're making it look easy.
Yeah, their defense is pressuring Mount Vernon incredibly hard, and their offense is driving and making some good baskets. Like you mentioned, they started off with 3 5-pointers, uncontested 5-pointers right in a row. So that's going to give them a good opportunity to start putting some points on the board there.
Yep, absolutely, and we just saw it on that last play. The perimeter confidence that the Spartans have. Now the Mustangs come out, guard them a little tighter, and that means it opens up the lanes.
It opened right up, and they exploited that and got right in there, drove the basket, and dropped it in the hoop.
Easy drive and dump for the layup for Ellie Hollobar. So it's coming out of the timeout. Spartans out on the floor first.
Well, they got to figure out how to solve Levine. She's already got 11. She's dropping in some good points tonight.
She's raining them in.
Holy smokes.
She has not missed. She's looked at 3 3-pointers and 2 free throws.
Well, with the boys-girls doubleheader tonight, Jim, we're getting a big crowd here in Solon for tonight's doubleheader.
Yeah, absolutely. Good basketball to be played. Lots of competition in this rivalry action. Lily C, a pass down to Doherty, goes between her legs. Callie Levine picks up the loose ball and is moving quickly. She goes around 3 different Mustangs, gets into the lane. The shot is missed, but she'll be fouled by Liz Doherty.
Yeah, she drove.
Mackenzie Rentschler
drove the whole way, and she was pointing as she was running and directing traffic and snuck right in there.
Brinley Rasmussen, who's had a couple of good games lately, set to come in, as well as Aaron Jackson. Rentschler and Doherty go out. Coach Sanderson trying to bring a little new energy and get some rest for his players as they've been chasing.
Fresh legs in there.
Yep. Levine makes the first. It's 20-9, just under 2 to play in the first quarter. And she makes the second. Again, perfect from the line, perfect from the arc. Lily C. Ball fake on Mia Stolle, who's into the game for the Spartans. Reverses her dribble. It's tipped away by Stolle, picked up by Brand. Brand being pressured by Hayley Miller, gives it up to Aaron Jackson. Aaron Jackson working on Hillary Wilson, who's also in for the Spartans.
Picked up the ball. She's in trouble.
And it'll be a 5-second call.
Yeah.
On the turnover. Could not get turned around so that she couldn't pass around Hillary Wilson. And it's a buck and a half to go. Spartan basketball up 21-9. Largest lead of the contest for them. Miller on the perimeter to Hillary Wilson. Over to Callie Levine. Aaron Jackson right in front of her. Simpson almost had the knockaway. It's picked up by the Spartans, and then Callie Levine finally misses a 3-pointer, rebounded by Peyton Simpson.
First miss of the night, 7 minutes in.
Yeah, and that was a strong one off the back iron. Hillary Wilson intercepts the pass, gets it down to Mia Stolle. She's down amongst the trees, has Brinley Rasmussen block it. Ball picked up by Cameron Brand, and the Mustangs heading back the other way.
One thing we're noticing is the pace of the Mustangs when they're on offense is much slower than the pace of the Spartans when they are on offense.
Spartans moving the ball quickly with the pass. Peyton Simpson gets into the block and a nice layup around Claire Ledage for a 21-11 score. Yeah, you're absolutely right. The pace on the Spartan side, and it's largely from passing versus dribbling. We're using a lot of offense by dribble. They're getting the ball moved around the perimeter and getting an open look.
They're moving the ball quickly.
Callie Levine up top. Looking for the last shot.
Setting up for the last shot.
Levine to Wilson. Wilson back up top to Miller. Around to Stolle. Stolle gets into the lane, has it tipped away by Simpson. Simpson cannot get a shot. Well, she kind of gets a shot off, but it was a three-quarter shot.
She put it in the other end of the court.
Three-quarter court shot's not going to go most of the time. I'm guessing 99.9%, maybe 99.99% of the time. So, Kirk, after one, it's 21-11 Solon. Not the start I'm sure that Coach Sanderson had drawn up.
Yep, I'm guessing you're right. Callie Levine, they really need to get the reins pulled in on her and start getting a little bit tighter, pull her in a little bit and make sure she's not shooting that outside shot. You know, you mentioned she's got 3 3-pointers, and every time she's fouled, she sinks. So she's shooting 100% from the line. So they're doing a pretty good job of keeping the supporting cast in check.
Yep.
So it's a little bit opposite of what happened the first time we played.
Yeah, absolutely. Most of their points, of the 21 points, 16 have come from Levine.
13
have come from Levine, right?
Yep.
All right, so it's second quarter. Alternate possession gives the ball to the Mustangs. Brand to C. Brings it across center line. She's picked up by Kaya Holtkamp. Runs her off. Drops it to Liz Doherty at the free throw line. Liz loses the handle. Backdoor pass to C. Out to Simpson, or Brand.
Cameron Brand gets her first three.
Baseline corner, right side for the three-pointer. It's 21-14. So your quarter break timeout. Oh, and there's a shot forced by McKinley Levine from three-point. She misses it. Rebounded by Liz Doherty. So the Mustangs get a chance to cut in this lead again. Aaron Jackson to C. She passes down to Doherty, who had a nice seal on Hollabar.
Got it.
She gets into the lane, and she's able to get the shot to go. Callie Levine with the foul.
Jim, when they're running the court like that, they need to continue to go to the basket and get that shot up quick. Half of the Solon Spartans were still over on half court when Aaron Jackson was all the way down here in the corner with the ball. Levine's first foul. Nice work by Cameron Brand. Off to Lily C on the rebound. Cameron Brand just more or less tipped it up in the air and got it back. And it's 21-18. Back to a three-point game. That was a quick 7 points by the Mustangs. That's exactly what we need coming out of that quarter break. Levine getting double teamed. She outlets to the perimeter. She's going to get it back from Miller. Out to McKinley Levine, her sister. She misses front rimmed. Tipped out by Doherty. Retrieved by Holtkamp. Holtkamp not able to get rid of it. Now she does. To Steebrel. Around to Levine. McKinley to Callie. And now Callie, crossover step, gets into the lane, flips it up, and that will somehow find the rim. My goodness. That's shooter touch there, Kirk. That was Louise. Those are the kind of shots we don't want them to be making tonight. That was a nice shot. That was a rainmaker. Yeah. Doherty turns into the lane, sees a double team, misses off the front rim, but she'll be fouled in the body by Hollabar. 23-18's your score, 6 to play in the half. So it appears the quarter break, the conversation with Coach Sanderson was probably a little motivating with the Mustang girls as they came out and rattled off 7 in a row. And it looks like they got a little tempo in their step. Yeah. Second quarter is starting a little bit better. They're pressing a little bit harder, moving along. Trying to be the aggressor here. Doherty misses 3 straight free throws, though, and the Mustangs not able to get the rebound. Lily C is going to be called for over the back. That's the 4th team foul for the Mustangs, 3 for the Spartans. So it's a 23-18 score, and we could have used those 3 free throws pretty. Absolutely. Not quite sure. Hesitation here from the referees. Yeah, they're taking a little break, figuring out the team fouls, I think. Referees tonight are working double duty. This was the crew that worked the JV game also.
Okay. A lot of extra work when you have 6 teams playing. Callie Levine gets the ball, runs inside the three-point line. Cross-court pass to Steebrel. And Steebrel makes the three-pointer from the left baseline corner. It's 26-18. Back to an 8-point lead. Lily C dribbles around Holtkamp. Off to Doherty. Doherty with a nice layup.
That was a hunting the good shot.
Yep, 26-20. Great shot by Doherty. Callie Levine looking to be unstoppable. Drives all the way to the baseline. Out to Steebrel. Clear up top. She finds McKinley Levine back to Callie. Callie baseline corner. Misses front rim. Nice rebound by Cameron Brand. Good work by the defense on recovery.
Wide open Jackson. There we go. Come on.
Brand to C. Jackson a little low with her bounce pass to Doherty. She's able to get it out to C, who is then fouled. And that's the 4th team foul for Solon. That's Claire Ledage.
I'd like to see Erin Jackson take that right to the basket when she gets that open shot like that.
Yeah, she'll with a little more experience.
Yeah.
Erin just a freshman. She'll understand that bounce pass elevation a little bit better. That was pretty tight. Good work by Callie Levine on the entry pass to Peyton Simpson to get the steal. Lily C did a nice job getting in front of her without fouling. I'm not sure how she was able to do that.
That was uncharacteristic of Callie Levine. That's
Rentschler's three-pointer misses right.
Yeah, that was a miss by her that was unprecedented with an open basket like that.
Yeah, that was way up top. She was a good 5 steps out from the three-point top of key. Levine on Simpson, passes out of it to her sister McKinley Levine. Over to Miller. Miller to Steebrel. Steebrel centers it, takes it right to Callie Levine. 4.5 left in the second quarter, and that's going to be a timeout called by Coach Smith. As the Spartans were kind of slowing it down there. I had to look at the clock to make sure they weren't playing for the last shot.
It did look like they shifted gears there and slowed way the heck down.
Right.
They ended up taking a timeout. So 6-point lead by the Spartans, Jim. I think the Mustangs are hanging in there. They're kind of pulling in some of those points and getting a little bit of it made back up from that run in the first quarter that they missed.
Well, and I think when you look at how that first quarter started, down 10, all of the momentum on the Spartan side to be in a 6-point game at this point, Coach Sanderson's got to be pretty pleased with the way he turned them around on that second quarter.
Yeah, that's good coaching. That's good playing by our Mustang girls. Keep working. Keep picking away at those baskets.
Timeout used apiece by the two teams. And we're out of the timeout. It'll be Spartan basketball. 6-point lead, and Steebrel to inbounds. She does so to Callie Levine. Levine centers the ball. Takes it left. She goes to Miller. Miller back to Steebrel on the right side. McKinley Levine found herself inside the elbow. Could not believe how alone she was. Wasn't sure what to do with it. Put it up, rebounded nicely by Liz Doherty, and it's Mustangs headed the other direction. Doherty up over the top. Go ahead.
We are doing really well on the defensive end on those rebounds. That was one of our highlights of this year was getting those defensive rebounds. So they're continuing that trend tonight, Jim. They
really are. We need a little bit better entry pass, though, starting our offense. We've floated a couple of times to Liz Doherty, and the Spartans are beating her around and tipping that ball away.
Those little floater passes aren't cutting it tonight.
Simpson strong with a three-pointer, rebounded by Brand, back to Simpson. Simpson's second three-pointer, no good. Rebounded by Doherty, up and in. No, it's missed. And it's rebounded by Claire Ledage. 3 quality shots by the Mustangs.
3 good shots there.
Callie Levine bodied up on the drive to the basket, no foul called.
Excellent. We got her to go cold a little bit here. We got to keep forcing that pressure on her.
Brand picks up her dribble, beats the 5-second call. Liz Doherty gets the pass off to Rentschler, top of key. Mustangs. Rentschler, dribble penetration, has it stolen by Levine. Outlet it to Miller. Here come the Spartans. Steebrel gets it on the opposite side. Now out to McKinley Levine for a three-pointer. And that was Ledage. Ledage's three-pointer goes. It's 29-20. A miss and a make, and it's a 9-point spread. Brand harassed by Steebrel, trying to get rid of it. Does so to C.
There we go.
Lily C dribbles In from the top. Hesitation.
Oh.
They're going to call her for a walk.
Yep. Travel.
Yep. So she did took a hesitation.
Little hesitation there, and that cost us. She wide open. She dropped the basket in.
Yep.
So that's unfortunate. Those are points we need.
Yeah, we cannot have these empty trips. Solon coming out of that timeout found a little extra energy bar. Callie Levine fakes the three-pointer, gets it off to Stiebel, gets it back inside the free throw line.
Can't leave her wide open like that.
Misses back iron, though. Miller with the rebound, and the Spartans get another chance. Stiebel to Levine up top. She works it to the right side. Now on the wing. Cross-court pass to Stiebel. Miller gets it top of key. Levine drives in from the wing all the way to the rim. Acrobatic shot. She goes to the ground. Doherty with the rebound. Doherty with a wry smile. Hesitation pass to Doherty. Doherty goes all the way to the rim. It's 29-22. Good move by Liz Doherty, not to be denied.
Doherty's stepping up here in the second period. She's got a lot of momentum going, doing really well. Getting some defensive rebounds and also getting some nice shots on the offensive side.
Stiebel centers the basketball for the Spartans. Takes it to the left side to Miller. Miller walks it back to the center. Now pass to Levine, who walks it back to the center. Callie Levine standing in front of Peyton Simpson. Takes it left to Miller. Miller's going to walk it back. Now she's going to pass to the right side to Stiebel. Inside the elbow to McKinley Levine. Out to Callie Levine on the left side. Now to Miller. Now to Levine. They'll recenter. 1:30 to play in the half. Stiebel back to the right side, right wing where Callie Levine stands in front of Simpson. Skip pass to Stiebel. She takes the drive to the baseline, back out to Miller. Miller works in top of key, gets all the way to the lane, and tosses up a layup and is fouled. I think that's Liz Doherty.
I think that was Doherty, yep.
That's the 5th team foul for the Mustangs. First foul for Liz Doherty. And it's 31-22 with Miller on the line. Callie Levine gets her first rest with 1:13 to play. And Hillary Wilson comes in for her. Miller misses the shot. And the rebound is corralled by Doherty. Almost threw it away through Brand's hands. Cameron able to grab the handle on it, though, and it's Mustang basketball with 1 minute left and a half. She's shut down by Miller. Outlets to Doherty, top of key. Doherty's going to drive in past the elbow all the way. Free lane as Hollabar mixed up on the switch. 31-24, Mustangs down 7, 46 to play. Miller to Wilson with Callie Levine out. Who will the Spartans use to score? They'll go to McKinley Levine, and she hits one off the elbow. 33-24. Lily C with a hesitation dribble, goes blowing by Stiebel, misses the layup though. Doggone it. Rebounded by Hollabar.
Would have been nice to have that one.
Yep, 21 seconds to go in the quarter and the half. Wilson to Stiebel. They'll hold for the last shot. Reminder to our listeners, we'll have varsity boys basketball coming up right after this game. We'll have an interview with Coach Sanderson before we get there. Stiebel, three-pointer on the way. It'll fall short. Lily C with a rebound. She'll hang on to it. And we'll go to the half. Mustangs able to claw a little closer by a point. Kirk, they had this to a three-point game. And it sits now at 9, 33-24 as we go into the half. I would imagine we've got a lot of reinforcement that can be done at half here for Coach Sanderson. He proved a lot in that second quarter,
they did.
But then we gave a lot of it back.
Yep, you're right on both of those. I think they need to work on keeping, Callie Levine, Solon's star. They got to keep her in check a little bit. And they're doing a really good job of shutting down the other shooters. They're making this a one-dimensional game, but that one dimension is really hot right now. So I think they got to work on shutting her down and then working a little bit on getting some of the transition right back in there. So that'll be helpful for the Mustangs if they're able to get going a little bit faster and picking up the pace. Because when they went into that faster tempoed game in the second quarter there, it served them well, and they did pretty good on getting some shots to drop, and that'll be helpful.
Yeah, we saw Callie Levine not shoot as well in that second quarter, and she did miss a couple of open shots at the perimeter, but they might have been rushed a little bit. There was a lot more pressure on her in that second quarter than what they were able to put on in the first. And so that, I think, bodes well as we start to look into the second half, what they're going to have to do to keep her from getting points.
Yeah, they held her to 2 points.
Wow.
In the second quarter. So, yes, you and I both noted she missed a couple of shots she probably should not have, but that's okay. That's how it rolls sometimes. So she went from 13 in the first quarter to 2 in the second quarter. So they need to keep that trend going.
Well, we're at the half here on Mustang Vision. He's Kirk Wishmeyer. I'm Jim Beatty. Glad that you're aboard with us, and hope that you're enjoying this rare treat for us to be on the road. We used to take road trips all the time as Mustang Cast, and once the pandemic kind of influenced us, we really haven't been able to travel that much. But you can't resist being in Solon, Iowa, for this girl and boy basketball varsity doubleheader.
Yeah, it's a nice treat to get to see both of them play.
The sophomore boys are up 33-24 at the half, and we're going to take a couple of breaks here and treat you to some of our maroon sponsors. These are year-long sponsors, and Kirk and I will be back in a few minutes.
Hi, I'm Lisa Lansing with Lynch Ford and Lynch Chevrolet in Mount Vernon. As you know, there's a real issue right now with new car availability. New car dealers are critically low on inventory. However, unlike other dealerships, this situation doesn't change our philosophy on how cars should be sold. All it means in today's market is that we are going to work extra hard to help you with your next vehicle purchase, whether that's new or pre-owned. So at Lynch Ford and Lynch Chevrolet, now more than ever, let us show you how we really are selling a lot of cars in a very different way.
Don't let your aches and pains go untreated. Don't be content with less than ideal function of your body. Get back to an active and progressing lifestyle with help from Ability Physical Therapy and Elite Fitness. At Ability Physical Therapy and Elite Fitness, our team of professional therapists, trainers, and office staff are dedicated to getting you back in your optimal physical function. Choose one of our 4 convenient locations in Center Point, Marion, Mount Vernon, and Solon. For total patient care, choose Ability Physical Therapy.
New window coverings are a fantastic way to update and transform a space, and in this part of the country, we hope you'll consider Budget Blinds. Your local franchisee, the Sill family, and their many team members recently received 2 huge national honors. They won the National Franchisee of the Year award from Budget Blinds, and they earned our National Best of the Best award for customer satisfaction based on their record of outstanding customer reviews for years. We love that Budget Blinds has the huge selection and buying power of a big national chain, but operates with the personal touch that comes with local family businesses. If you're looking for stunning blinds, shades, shutters, drapery, the Budget Blinds team has what you need both residentially and commercially. The Sill family will bring many great design ideas to the table in an in-home consultation. Then their installation teams will make sure that your window coverings are installed professionally, ensuring many years of enjoyment. Please visit budgetblinds.com to schedule your free in-home consultation. Budget Blinds, style and service for every budget.
And we're back from a little halftime break. Hope you enjoyed those sponsored commercials and maybe you got a chance to refresh your beverage. Of course, the rest of our sponsors are scrolling in the upper right-hand corner, and we'll mention them throughout the broadcast as we get on in this game and then also our next. Kirk, halftime here, it's 33-24. Solon's in the locker room, probably talking a little bit about the good job they did to build that lead back up after the Mustangs cut it to 3 about the midpoint in that second quarter. Conversely, you look in the Mustang locker room, got to believe that Coach Sanderson is talking about we're right there.
Yeah, right there.
We proved that we can make some runs.
They've had a number of opportunities in the first half to get some baskets in there. Didn't quite fall. You mentioned earlier there were some free throws that would have been really nice to have. Tighten up that gap in the score. But they are doing a good job. A few of the shots down Solon's end missed. So, you know, the ball bounces in the hoop both ways sometimes. So that would have been nice to have some of those points back for us. But, yeah, Coach has got to be in a pretty good position and be pretty happy about how the Mustang girls are playing so far.
Yeah, I would think so. You never want to be down down 9, obviously, but man, there's a lot of opportunity, and then it's also a really strong Solon team, and they're going to be, maybe not an odds-on favorite to make state, but they're certainly going to make some noise in district play.
I would think so.
And I also think you look at Mount Vernon, and they've got a chance. You look at their region, it's going to be a tough region. They're headed west. They're going to miss hooking up with the perennial outs like Davenport Assumption and some of the others that trip us up year after year. It's a little bit different district pairing for us.
Yeah, we're going to be heading into some teams that we don't usually see. So Roland Story in that branch out there. So it's going to be interesting. If they play really well, they could probably get a win against Independence.
Yep.
We've shown that twice already this year.
Yep. Always tough to beat a team 3 times.
That's the old saying.
Right?
So you're going to have to, coach is going to have to work and get them up there and make sure they're ready to go. But yeah, as you were mentioning, it's going to be hard. This Solon team, they fought. They're in second place in their conference. Mount Vernon's in third. And they swapped a couple wins and losses with Marion, who is a couple games up on the Mustangs and a game up on Solon. So it was a real tight conference play for the Walmack East this year.
Quality teams top to bottom in the conference once again. And so if we take away the score, take away Callie Levine and just her ability to score pretty much on demand, what stands out to you so far from this first half?
Well, the first half is kind of it was a cold motor starting for the Mustangs. They got off to a slow start. Had we been able to fire away a little bit quicker and stay that upbeat tempo, we may have a little bit tighter score for us. But then they got rolling that second quarter. They're doing really good. They came out of the break, 7-0 run. Got a bunch of points on the board by Liz Doherty. She's got 10 on the game, but 8 of those came in the second quarter. So Liz really turned it on and got fired up. So that was nice to see out of our senior. Kinsey Rentschler, she's doing a great job driving in and shooting from the perimeter. So usually she's dropping them from three-point range, but she's got a couple drives and baskets inside in the paint tonight.
Just one bucket for Peyton Simpson. A surprise to you so far?
A little bit of a surprise, yep. Peyton's usually a little bit better scorer. She just hasn't had the opportunities to look. So perhaps the Solon scouting report shut her down a little bit. They haven't allowed her to have the opportunity to have a good open shot. She's taken a couple shots, but they were under pressure. So she's getting guarded really well tonight.
Yeah, she's got Callie Levine on her most of the time, and Callie is just a baller. She's got that two-way spurt ability, and she's showing it. So we got 45 seconds left on the halftime clock, and we are looking for a great second half of basketball.
Those two are both Levine and Simpson are both sophomores. So I bet you over the next couple of years they're going to get a lot of familiarity with one another.
So
playing this Highway 1 rivalry.
I think so. Be interesting to see how many times they hook up against each other in the off season. Travel teams and other opportunities.
Yeah.
It'll be Spartan basketball to start the second half. They're going to be moving left to right as I call the action. Mustangs will be moving right to left, obviously. And 33-24 is our score. Fresh 8 on the clock.
All right. Let's see what Coach Sanderson laid out at halftime.
Same starting 5 for the Mustangs. Brand, Doherty, C, Rentschler, and Simpson. Callie Levine gets it on the curl in the baseline corner, works it back up left right wing. Off to Steebrel. Steebrel takes it up right wing. Skip pass to the left side to Holt. That's Holtkamp. Now left wing. Gets it back. She drives baseline. Cross step. Doesn't get it to go, but it's rebounded by Hollibar.
Over the back.
Hollibar missed the putback. Doherty with the rebound. Hollibar over the back. So the second half starts with a Spartan foul.
As a basketball fan, Jim, it's very fun to watch Callie Levine she's got a very collegiate style of play.
She does.
She's continually moving. She's always fast. Look at her hands and her feet as she's playing out there. Directing traffic, talking. She's very vocal. She's a quality player.
Great footwork, too. Liz Doherty,
Yep. All right.
super work on Holobar. Gets free for the layup off the left block, and it's 33-26. Spartans moving the ball quickly. Steebrel to McKinley Levine. Baseline corner to Holtkamp. She gets underneath and finds the rim as the protector. Gets the layup to go. It's 35-26. Brand crosses center court. Outlets it to C. C on the right wing. She'll center it. Looked like she was going to leave the basketball behind.
Yeah.
She picks up her dribble.
When you're out there and you got 4 or 5 feet, you got to step back and take that shot.
Yep. Simpson guarded by Holtkamp. Tries to hand the ball off to Rentschler, and it goes off her hip and out of bounds. Turnover from the Mustangs gives the ball back to the Spartans.
Yeah, we need to get taking care of the basket. That's one of the things they've worked on all year long. They've done such a good job at doing that. They need to continue to work on that tonight.
Callie Levine faked the three-pointer as she pulled up, bringing the ball down the court. Sister McKinley up top, off to Callie. Callie cross dribbles to the left side. Holtkamp down baseline corner to Levine. Callie Levine's three-pointer, nothing but net. She did a little head fake on Lily C. And there's an official timeout. They're going to call that just a two-pointer, not a three-pointer. Had the foot on the line, so it should be 36-26. C with the basketball, though. Mustangs bring it across the court. Actually, they already changed it. It is 37-26. Tough pass, Doherty, kicked away by the Spartans, retrieved by C. Brand with a three-pointer.
There we go.
Cameron Brand with her second of the game, and it's 37-29.
Yeah, wide open out there in the arc. That was a good choice.
Great take.
Yep.
Steebrel to Holtkamp. Holtkamp goes around Brand, passes out to McKinley Levine, up top to Callie.
The Mustangs on defense have the paint, covered very well. The perimeter shots are leaving a little bit open, so they need to continue to work on that. And as we say that, Liz Doherty had a really good deflection, and Kinsey Rentschler came up with that rebound.
She did. Nice job. Cameron Brand, three-pointer, missed front rim, rebounded by Holtkamp. Yeah, they baited McKinley Levine into that baseline move and had hands all around her. Holtkamp gets to the left block, tosses the ball up on the backboard. It misses, but Liz Doherty with the foul, and it's the second team, or first for the Mustangs.
That's her second.
Yep. Holtkamp shooting two, rattles the first one in and out, stays 37-29. We're at 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Here from Solon, live on Mustang Vision. And Holtkamp spins the next one in, 38-29. Lily C with the basketball, driving on Steebrel. Gets to the left elbow, backs out of it, drives, turns on the left block, and up over the rim. Lily C not to be denied. Feels like she's got an advantage on Steebrel as long as she can get past that initial defense at top.
Got a really nice touch on the basketball tonight. She's done a really good job of driving in there and pulling that ball right in.
Steebrel misses a three-pointer. Lily C with a rebound.
So they've slowed down a little bit, Jim.
Yep.
Mustang's done a good job. Pulled it into 7. Need to keep working that.
Tipped away. The Brand tried to get a pass down to Simpson. Just outside the right block, and Callie Levine with a tip away.
Keep working in the paint and getting that shot up.
38-31, 4.5 to go in the third quarter. Mustangs down just 7 now. Down 9 at half. Teams pretty much trading buckets here in the second half so far. Rentschler, right side baseline corner. Dribbles on Holobar, backs out, takes it to the rim. Hits it off the side of the backboard, gets the ball back. Rentschler back up top now. Dribbling on Holtkamp, picks up her dribble. Off to C, left side. C, yep, took advantage of Mia Stali not moving her feet, ran right into her. That's a second team foul for the Spartans in the half. Mustang basketball underneath. Brand in off the baseline, finds Doherty for an easy putback. Up over the top of Mia Stali. Way to take advantage of height there.
Absolutely. That was a nicely designed play on that inbound pass, and Liz went right up and got that.
Euro step from Levine goes around Doherty. Layup good, 40-33.
That's hard to beat that one. Holy cow.
That's just a scorer creating. There's no defense for that. Lily C to Doherty, just inside top of key. Baseline pass to Brand. Doherty gets it back on the left block, and she'll be fouled by Hollabar. That's the third team foul for the Spartans. Kirk, the pace of play right now has the Mustangs in line to maybe be shooting some free throws if they stay aggressive.
Yeah.
That's not where they've dominated this year, though.
That is correct. We've not dropped as many free throws as we probably should have. But I like how this second half is starting to shape up here.
Peyton Simpson takes it on Claire Ledage, makes the bunny. Callie Levine back the other way. Just says that's enough of that. Takes a right wing three-pointer, nothing but net, 43-35. I mean, you just cannot close your eyes on her with the basketball. Simpson gets loose, left elbow extended. Missed it. Callie Levine with a rebound. Off to Ledage, to Holtkamp, to Stolle. Stolle's three-pointer baseline, no good. Baseline corner left side, rebounded by Brand. In fact, it was an air ball.
Air ball, yeah.
Brand tried to throw it to Doherty, and there's the overplay by Ledage, tipped it away.
Yeah, those are the little lob passes that Coach Sanderson was talking about earlier. They need to take care of those and not do sloppy passes.
Yeah, oftentimes, and when I've coached basketball over the years, that's one of those frustrating plays where the play call is to get the ball here. And so sometimes the players, and that's a nice tip away by Brand on the pass down low to Holtkamp. The players think, I got to pass it here, so they go ahead and pass it there, but it's not open.
No.
And they don't ball fake to make sure it gets open. Ledage almost tips it away from C. There's another one. Doherty had Stolle sealed this time, though. Stolle is giving up about 8 to 10 inches. 43-35 still our score. 2:12 to go in the third quarter. Mustang basketball underneath. That's the fourth team foul on the Spartans. Brand to inbound. Does so to Rentschler. Rentschler in front of Callie Levine. Dribbles all the way across the court. They're going to call Levine for riding her. There might have been.
Yeah, maybe.
Might have been a saddle call come out of the Mount Vernon crowd. Might have been. 43-35. Mustangs inbound.
We need to get some of that three-point wizardry that we've been having all season long. We need to get some of that run tonight and get made up some of that score.
Over the top. Nice pass from Simpson to Doherty. She goes over Ledage this time, and Holtkamp late on the backside defense. The Mustangs to pull within 6, 43-37.
I'm not going to complain one bit. They keep throwing that into Liz Doherty, and she keeps dropping those buckets right in. She's playing a really wonderful game tonight.
Yep, she is, and there was a nice job by Simpson to hesitate with the pass, to draw Ledage out a little further so she had that room.
Yep.
You know that Doherty's going to get the seal behind her. It's just, can you keep the player in front from collapsing on her?
Yeah, Doherty's up to 16 points tonight, so we got to keep that rolling. They're slowed down, Callie Levine. She's only at 22, so we saw, 11 of those right away in the first, 13 of those in the first quarter. So they've done a tremendous job of slowing her down.
If you're interested in joining the many sponsors, there's our QR code on the screen. That gives you a chance to shoot that with any of your smart devices. That'll take you right to our Venmo page. And if you've got an interest in participating in the Booster Club and supporting these student athletes, 100% of our funding stays in the district, goes right to our athletic program. So we invite you to participate with us through our Venmo account. Of course, you can always email us as well for information. Go MVStangs at mvcsd.org. Spartans with the basketball, the timeout, down or up 6. Callie Levine working the perimeter, left wing. Mackenzie Rentschler out on her. She takes it to Wilson, right side, down to Holtkamp, baseline corner, right corner. Up top to Miller. Miller gets it to Holtkamp. To Callie Levine, she dribbles in from the right wing, backs out to the right corner. Now to Holtkamp. Over Wilson, around to Miller, left side. Back up to Callie Levine, and nobody pressed out on her. This time she gets back ironed, and a nice rebound defensively or offensively by the Spartans.
That was front one.
Callie Levine misses again, this time front rim, called by Kirk.
That's the kind of defense we need to have.
Yep.
Slow it way down.
Doherty trying to take control, gets it off the block.
There we go.
Back down on Ledage and up and over the rim. That's 18 now for Liz Doherty, 43-39. Kirk, this is as close as we've been since midway through the second quarter.
Yeah. 4 points. This is good. Mustangs have kind of figured it out a little bit. Sans, that early opener, we're shaping up and matching pretty well with these guys.
Wilson, left side, brings it back to Callie Levine. Levine's had 2 open looks, missed them both here in the last couple of minutes after hitting her first 2 in the half. Miller to Levine. Levine dribbles it off of her foot.
For the last shot.
Almost went out of bounds. They should have been double dribble. Levine gets it up in the air. Rebounded by, they're going to call a foul on Cameron Brand, but it was all ball.
That was terrible. That was all ball.
0.2 seconds left on the clock. Levine throws up a prayer.
Yeah.
Brand had the rebound, but tried to get it flat-footed. Holtcap stole it away from her and ran it to the rim.
Our officials were right there, so we'll trust their call. But from you and me up here in the balcony, it did not look like that was a foul.
Yeah, I mean, her body was a good 1.5 feet away from her. 44-39 as Holtcamp makes the first. Levine will take a seat. 5 team fouls for the Spartans, just 2 for the Mustangs. And Holtcamp gets the second to go. So what was a nice run for the Mustangs to close out the quarter. Gets erased a little bit, and it's back to a 6-point lead, 45-39.
Yeah, in the back of your mind, Jimmy, hopefully we don't get to one of those last-second shot or game-deciding shots, because then we'll go back and look at this shot as one of the ones that might not have rolled the right way and caused some troubles for us.
Yeah, and at the same time, so it can't. You don't play off the foul calls. You don't play off the missed calls. You play off the opportunities you're given, and that's one where we know Cameron Brand is capable of that strong rebound. I think she just didn't feel like there was anybody behind her.
Mm-hmm.
So got to secure those rebounds and block out at all times.
We're slowly making up the points.
Yep.
I mean, we mentioned we closed the gap up. We're down to 6 right now. Continuing to play well, and the third quarter was another win for the quarter.
Yep.
Mustangs scored 3 more points than the Spartans did, so we're continuing to chip away at that lead and get into it. Hopefully we can withstand the fourth quarter here and get some points caught up.
That's the second quarter in a row that the Mustangs have won, and so if that trend continues, but it's got to be more than 6.
It's got to be more than 6, yeah.
It's got to be more than 6.
We made up 3 in the first quarter, 3 in the second quarter, and it's got to be 7 in the fourth.
Peyton Simpson dribbles it on the baseline. Yep. She was looking to pass it as she crossed underneath the basket, lost it off her hand, could not retrieve it and control it. So it's Spartan basketball on the turnover out of the quarter break. Holtcamp down to Steebrel. Baseline left corner. Up top to McKinley Levine, over to Callie, right side. Holtcamp, baseline corner, right side. She dribbles back to Steebrel, passes it to McKinley Levine. Now Callie. Callie switches off on the right corner. Shot does not go from the right baseline. Another miss for Levine and an opportunity for the Mustangs. Lily C. Nice screen by Brinley Rasmussen.
There we go.
C keeps her pivot foot. Pivots twice, finds a nice open look, and there's the basket, 45-41.
Pivoting around there. Got some fresh legs in, as you were mentioning, so Brinley Rasmussen, hopefully she can do her job down underneath, make up for where Liz left.
Great hustle by Lily C to close off on an easy pass to the baseline corner to Levine. Holtcamp driving baseline on Brand, finds Brinley Rasmussen. She'll back out. She takes it around up top now. Right wing, skip past left wing, down to McKinley Levine, baseline corner left side, up top to Callie Levine. Spartans up 4, 6.5 to play in the game. Levine dribbling in on Rentschler, Tries to work off the screen by Hollobar, finds Stebro on a skip pass. Now to Holtkamp, and they're going to be a timeout called by Jamie Smith.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here right before that timeout and thinking, why in the world did Solon switch up and slow down their style of play? I mean, they did such a good job in the first quarter. Now they've slowed it way down, and it looks like they're struggling to find their shots and work their way around the court. So Mount Vernon Mustangs, kudos to them. They're doing a good job holding them in check a little bit better.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think that last defensive possession for the Mustangs, the key was Lily C cutting off that baseline move that Levine had, because she was wide open on the pass. It was just extra hustle by C to cut it off.
Yeah, we're down to 4 points right now.
Mustangs out of the timeout, Doherty back in, so it's back to our starting lineup. Rentschler, Simpson, C, Doherty, and Brand. Hollobar inbounds to Callie Levine. She'll dribble, passes right side to Holtkamp. Holtkamp centers it, goes left to Levine, skip pass to Stebro right side, back to the up top to Holtkamp. Levine, then she throws it off of Holtkamp. Simpson out there to contest, and the Spartans maintain control. Almost a turnover there. Holtkamp to McKinley Levine, up over the top of Doherty to Hollobar underneath, and Brand could not cover the weak side help, 47-41.
Mustangs are doing pretty well in their 2 and 3 zone here that they're running.
Lily C got all the way to the right block and missed the layup. Holtkamp, she gets into the lane, and that one will not go. So 2 misses, close range for each team. That's Brand driving on Holtkamp. She reverses her dribble, picks it up, needs to pass, needs the help. And that's a 5-second call. Nope.
Got a timeout.
Good call by Coach Sanderson.
Yep, got the timeout in right before that 5-second call.
I thought that was an awfully quick 5 seconds.
Well, thankfully we got the timeout.
Yep. 2 timeouts left for Mount Vernon, 3 for Coach Smith and the Spartans. 47-41. Mount Vernon with the timeout and the basketball here in the fourth quarter. Lots of action. And this is the game I think you wanted to be in this game at this point, and they certainly, same as they were at the half.
Yep, 6 points is our
but they've been
deficit
closer
right now, and we need to keep working on that and getting everything pulled in there. So 5 minutes to go. Jim, they need to keep working their current pace and keep pushing everything in.
Nice backdoor pass from Doherty to C, and it was tipped away by Holtkamp. Yeah, Kirk, we've gained every quarter since the first on them marginally. It's going to have to – we've got to get stops and we've got to get points, right?
Got to pick it up a little bit here.
And Doherty almost has it go out of bounds off the tip of her finger. She throws it in cross court to Simpson. Levine almost with a steal. Rentschler gets it back. Rentschler driving top of key. She turns, fires to Doherty. Doherty in the lane, up off the backboard and in, softly off the back rim. 47-43. Mustangs back to within 4.
2 points are always really good, but I would like to see a couple more three-pointers go up by the Mustangs.
Yeah, there's just we're not choosing that inside-out play to open up our perimeter. McKinley Levine, what a nifty move down underneath, a back layup. Somehow got the ball high up on the fingertips, kept it up.
She must like that shot. She's tried that one 3 or 4 times tonight.
We're looking for a handoff to Simpson, and they're going to call a foul on Stebro. Mustangs had problems with the handoff at the top of key, and C decided to take it on her own. So that's the 6th team foul for the Spartans. So there's an opportunity building right there. One more foul, and we're shooting bonus.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Brand inbounds to Simpson. Simpson right back to the rim, and she'll be fouled. There's the 7th.
Good.
It's a shooting foul, but it also gets him to 7. And it puts our best free throw shooter on the line.
We will take that. Yeah, I was going to look at the same thing, Jim. I was going to look and see what our stats were for the free throws for the year. You're digging away there, so that's good.
And Simpson makes the first. You know, it's one of those things where stats almost don't matter at this point, right? I mean, it's – I have
That is correct. We've talked about this season. Stats don't always tell you the story of the moment.
Yep.
But it gives you a good understanding of where the trends seem to be. As Peyton Simpson makes her second free throw there.
Oh, that's the stat that didn't print out for me. I got the wrong stats printed.
Yeah, that's all
Maybe
right.
you got them.
Yeah.
49-45, back to 4. McKinley Levine off the free throw line gets it back as nobody's sealed off. Her shot, second shot, follow-up, missed. Doherty with the rebound, and it goes out of bounds off LaDage. So they missed a golden opportunity, and we staved one off there.
We're going to have to go without that stat tonight, Jim.
Yeah, well, we'll believe that they're all even.
Start dropping them in, and that's all that matters.
That's right. They're all shooting 80%.
They're all shooting really well.
Lily C, hesitation dribble on Stebrel, turns and faces it again. She'll back out. Bounce pass to Doherty. Doherty hands the ball off to Rentschler. Rentschler runs around a screen. And she'll lose it out of bounds. Rentschler got into the baseline corner, couldn't control the basketball, and it's 3:52 to play. Down 4. Mustangs give the ball up to the Spartans.
One stat I do have is Iowa State's losing big and bad. Holy cow.
Boy, their offense has just died this year.
Yeah, they crumbled.
Callie Levine misses again. Back iron, rebounded by Brand. So the Mustangs able to get another stop. Now they need to score. Got to have a bucket here. Brand to Doherty up top. She's going to dribble drive, stopped by Holtkamp. She's going to reverse, take it down low to the block, passed out top to C. C to Simpson. Simpson turns on Callie Levine, tries to take advantage. She's shut down, flips it over the top, and it's stolen by LaDage, or knocked away by LaDage. Now McKinley Levine.
3-on-2.
Nice recovery by the Mustang defense.
They're able to break that.
Stebrel to Levine up top, back to Stebrel right side wing. Skip pass to Holtkamp left wing. Up top to Levine. She might shoot from there. Holtkamp left wing. Skip pass over to Callie Levine. Nice cover by Brand. Runner by Levine missed. Rebounded by LaDage.
Almost got her own rebound there.
She did. She was just following it in. Stebrel way out top for a three-pointer. Missed. Brand with a rebound. Now it's essential to have a score here.
2.5 to go in the game. We got to get a score.
So they go to Brand, or they go to Doherty on the free throw line. She pushes LaDage down, gets into the lane, and cannot get the bunny to go. Little backside pressure by Holtkamp. It rolled around the rim and rolled off. Boy.
Looked like she might have had a little extra step there.
What could have happened.
Yep, could have shuffled her feet a little bit. That would have been so nice to get this to one basket game. Darn it.
And that happens a lot. When you're the offensive player, you turn, you make contact, you take contact, and the player falls down. There's that momentary, like, oh my gosh, what happened, right?
Yep.
And you shuffle.
Kind of waiting for a call or something to go there, and you have just a slight hesitation, disrupts your momentum in your basket.
Back to that Cyclone game. If there's one team, there's lots of teams I hate losing to, but West Virginia really steams me up when we lose to West Virginia.
Oh, you're a Big 10 or Big 8 purist, huh?
I am. I am not a huggy buddy.
West Virginia is not a traditional Big 12 team.
Not.
Yeah, we don't like them. And if it continues to trend that way, Jim, we're going to have a really shaky Big 12 conference here coming up shortly.
Well, it's tough to have it's tough to have that Hilton South confidence for the Big 12.
Oh yeah.
When there's no offense. I mean, if we have trouble scoring 35 points a game. All right. Coming out of the timeout, 2:23 on the reset. 17 fouls for the Spartans, just 2 for the Mustangs. It's 49-45, Spartans with the basketball and the lead. Every possession critical now. Ashlyn Steen in for the Mustangs. Coming out of the timeout.
Got some defensive power in there.
Yep, she subs for Rentschler. Wilson to Levine, running a weave at the top of the key to Stebrel, left side, now up top to Levine. Holtkamp turns off the free throw line, puts it up on the rim, no good. Somehow LaDage comes down with it over Brand.
Sure how they got away with that one.
Not sure. Stebrel, cross-court pass to Wilson. Steen almost had the steal.
Lily C almost had it in there too.
Now Stebrel to Holtkamp, and there's a steal.
There we go.
Good work by Ashlyn Steen from the weak side to crash on LaDage.
Liz Doherty took a little elbow or something. She's bleeding from the nose and calling for timeout here.
Yep. Her lip.
They gotta call a timeout. Call it. Come on, she can't even move.
Yep, she's
bleeding.
Yep.
Oh.
Bleeding, tears, she's hurting.
Yeah, that last scramble with Lily C. and Ashlyn Steen going for the defensive rebound, she took an elbow or a hand or something hard to the nose.
Yeah,
gave me a weak stomach just watching it. So she's on the sideline now trying to pat that down and stop the bleeding. So
I can't quite tell whether it's a lip or a nose. Looked like maybe it might have been the lip.
So they got Aaron Jackson coming in to cover for her right now.
And it'll be Spartan basketball as they wouldn't call the timeout. And Doherty couldn't grab the pass, and so went out of bounds.
I'm assuming she was dripping blood on the floor there, so I'm surprised they're not out there mopping something out.
You would sure think so.
Yeah. All right, we got 4 to go.
Holtkamp gets around Jackson, runs down to the three-point line. Minute 15 to go. Jackson needs a stop here on Holtkamp. Holtkamp goes for the layup, missed. Simpson with the rebound. Mustang basketball, minute to play. Need a three-point bucket here. Simpson has her dribble stop. Steen on the pass. Brand back to Steen. 55 seconds. Bounce pass to Jackson off of her knee. That's two passes in a row, not fielded cleanly by the Mustangs, and then a turnover. Simpson not able to get it, and Levine will be fouled by Steen. So good looks, backdoor cuts, not handled.
Yeah, that looks like kind of a personnel. They got some players out there that aren't always on the court at the exact same time, so it looks like a little bit of struggles for the Mount Laurel Mustangs there.
Steen with another foul on Callie Levine, as that's just the 4th team foul for the Mustangs. 37 seconds to go.
She's fresh. She's got a lot to give, so she'll probably keep working them.
And a lot of fouls they got to come up with.
Yeah.
And there's another one. So Levine tries to break through the double team of C and Steen.
Yeah, Jim, geez. Just a couple missed opportunities tonight. We were so close.
Yeah, and I'm with you. It was the lack of three-point shots.
Yeah.
No looks. Not makes. No looks. Right?
They didn't have an opportunity to get those in. You know.
Holtkamp gets by Jackson. 30 seconds to go. Jackson's going to foul Holtkamp.
There we go.
So 31.5 seconds on the clock and one more foul to put him on the line.
Well, they played well tonight, Jim.
They did.
We still got 31.5 seconds to go. A lot of things can happen in basketball. We've seen a couple close ones.
Steebrel gets it off of Holtkamp and fouled by Brand. So Steebrel to the line, 27.9 seconds. That is a nose injury for Liz Doherty.
Yep. She's coming back in.
Oh, she's
clogged up and everything.
She's
got a smile on her face and Kleenex hanging out of her nose.
Let's hope she doesn't snort. Blow a plug. Nobody on the line for the Spartans. 4 for the Mustangs, and Steebrel makes the first. A lot of confidence there for the Solon Spartans. 50-45 and 51-45, back to 6.
Steebrel's first 2 points of the game, timely for her.
Simpson, 24 seconds left, working on Levine. And as she passes by Rentschler, there's another Mustang turnover called for traveling on the handoff.
Not quite sure I saw that. That looked like just a bobble of the ball there.
And so with 21.8 on the clock, we're at the same spread that we were at the end of the third quarter. 6-point lead for the Spartans, 51-45. Reminder, we'll have a conversation with Coach Sanderson, and there's a run-out missed layup by the Spartans. Steebrel's going to be called for a foul to put Brand on the line to shoot 1-on-1. Chance for the Mustangs to win another quarter. For what it's worth.
Well, yeah, got to find the positives.
That's right.
You know, you win 3/4 of the game. It's just that 1/4 was out of control for us. Callie Levine hasn't had a point in this entire fourth quarter.
Brand in and out on the free throw. Rebound by Doherty, not collected. McKinley Levine has it stolen by Lily C. She turns, goes baseline, bounce pass to Peyton Simpson, and she'll be fouled by Hollebauer. So another chance with Simpson at the line. Mr. Briesmeister set to join us. Sophomores with a loss tonight after a 62-51. So we'll have an update on that as we get on to the analysis for the boys game. Boys Varsity coming up here in about 20 minutes. We'll have an interview with Coach Sanderson if he makes his way, once he makes his way up here. Simpson makes the first. It's now a 5-point game, 8.8 seconds on the clock. And makes the second. It's now back to 4 points. 51-47. Spartans to inbound.
Yep, timeout called.
Full timeout called by Coach Smith. Evidently not wanting to inbound the basketball and run 8.8 seconds off.
I guess not.
I think he'd like to not lose the fourth quarter.
6.
But 8.8 seconds on the clock. Mustangs down 4, 51-47. It's been a valiant effort for the Mustangs here on the opponent's floor in Solon. Rivalry game, Highway 1 contest, storied affair between these two teams. And set to not really go down to the wire. It's been pretty much in the hands of Solon all the way. But Mount Vernon has sure made it entertaining.
They did a valiant try there towards the end. Just weren't able to pull in the buckets when we needed them.
And this has been a back and forth rivalry over the last couple of years. There really has not been any assertion dominance.
This will be 6 wins in a row by the Spartans, but that's coming off of like 18 in a row by the Mustangs. So it's 22-7. This will make it 22-8.
I looked at the wrong stat again.
So yeah. Oh, she's
8.8 in. Callie Levine
out of bounds there.
has Liz Doherty, and Doherty will foul Levine. Not sure that's what you wanted to do with 8.8, but
15. She's at 22 tonight.
Oh yeah, I looked at boys basketball.
Yeah.
Too many stat sheets.
Yeah, that's, gosh darn it. Callie Levine just went off in that first quarter, and that crushed us tonight, Jim.
It really is.
Not able to contain her. That's her 23rd point right there. She's on free throws she makes.
Yeah, that is 6 in a row for Solon and a ton for Mount Vernon prior to that. So Mount Vernon will look to flip the script next year.
Yeah, it's one of those, program things. You talk about getting the monkey off your back. So we got to get this one competitive again with Solon. Much like tonight, we were just on the short end of the stick.
Levine to shoot the second of the 2 free throws. Got the first to go, gets the second to go, back to 6. And another timeout, 30-second timeout by Coach Smith. As we get both varsity boys programs are in the corners ready to go. They're looking to come out hot. And we're looking to see one more opportunity for the Mustangs. We'd like to see a 3-pointer go through the basket here with 5 seconds left to play.
That's a stat, Jim, I didn't think I was going to see. We had 3 3-pointers. I didn't track the attempts tonight, but we only had 3 makes tonight for the 3-point. We were talking that was kind of the killer. That was
that's a big difference in the game.
The big difference for us. Yep.
Solon with 8 3-pointers.
At least 3.
Lily C. looks down low, tried to get it to Simpson. The basket was made, but after the buzzer. And so the final score from Solon, Mount Vernon loses to the Spartans 53-47. We wish the best of luck to the Solon Spartans as they go on to district play. And, of course, the Mustangs will get set to have the call for you as they have the home game against Independence on Tuesday night. That'll be the next chance that you get to watch and listen. Actually, that might be audio only, I think, because it's a state or because it's a postseason tournament. But we will find out what that game is going to be at that time. But anyway, you'll be able to follow the Mustangs Tuesday night. Kirk,
closing the season 8-3. You gotta kind of think that's a pretty hot streak for the Mustangs to be on, considering how they started this year, where they came from last year.
Yep.
Awfully good work by these young ladies to get 8 wins over the course, and we saw some tough games in there, Jim, too. So actually, I guess it's 8-4. I forgot about the West Branch game in there that they lost on the last-second bucket. So, yeah, looking forward to taking on Independence and getting into our sectionals. Hopefully we can continue to have some of this momentum, get some wins.
Yeah, it really was, and it's a mark of a positive turn in this program that we could be here talking about an 8-3 finish to the season and disappointed at that loss. That just means that our expectations have been rekindled. The fire's back in the gymnasium. The program looks solid. The confidence in the coaching staff, the coaching staff's confidence in the players, they're connecting well. And this was a really tough game. We knew it was going to be a hard one for them to come away with.
Yeah, so I think we've seen it on the players' faces, Jim. We've watched them. We've seen their attitudes. We've seen that shift. The first 4 games of the year, it was kind of figuring out a little bit what the new coach was like, figuring out the new system.
Yep.
They've played with each other for a while now. They've only had a couple younger ladies come up to play, so the attitude and the ability and the confidence that they've shown over the last half of the season has been really impressive. You always like to see the young people, strive to do well, and you and I have witnessed them doing that. So that's good. I'm glad, like where it's heading, and I'm glad to see the girls having some fun while they're winning.
So the 2 stats that we know kind of stand out to me anyway.
Yep.
Turnovers, lack of 3-pointers.
Yeah.
We talked about the lack of 3-pointers. Turnovers, they just didn't control the basketball as well as what maybe they kind of went into this game thinking they had to.
Yeah, I agree.
And they were key moment turnovers too. It was, and they go down in the stat book as unfortunate turnovers. Actually, they go in the stat book as a turnover. There's no unfortunate to it. Liz Doherty, her nose bleeding. There's a turnover. A couple of handoff turnovers between Simpson and Rentschler over on the right side.
A couple boggles, yep.
Yep, a couple of missed passes into the lane. Couple of soft tosses trying to get it to Doherty without the seal, and somebody, the player works around. So there's some things, again, program building, a chance for them to correct still in the postseason, win this first game against Independence, and see what kind of noise they can make.
Yeah, see where it goes from there.
See if they can make some trouble for a Roland Story, which I think is who they get in the second round. If
chalk holds and things play out the way they should.
Yep.
Mount Vernon should have an opportunity to play well in the first round and be able to get into that second round. So,
yep.
Yeah, let's hope we get a couple more times together, Jim.
Well, I'd love to see it. You've been great to work with so far. We got at least one more.
Okay.
And then we'll see from there, and we'll get set for boys basketball. He's Kirk Wishmeyer.
I'm going to step off.
Kirk, great job.
Thank you,
Thanks a lot, bud.
And I'll hand off to Eric Briesmeister here.
Hope that you enjoyed the opportunity to have Kirk and all of his analysis here for tonight. It's great to do a game with him. He's been with the girls program a long time. He knows the history of Mount Vernon. He knows the recent history of the program and how competitive it was, and then the decline that we've had to endure, and now the building back up. There's a lot of excitement that you can read in his voice. We'll look forward to seeing that continue on Tuesday night versus Independence. While we're waiting for Coach Sanderson to come up here and join us for a couple of minutes, let's talk about Mustang Vision. Just a chance for me to remind you about our sponsors. And if you live in and around the Mount Vernon and Lisbon communities, just get a load of this incredible group of companies that it matters to them to support this, to support the student athletes. to provide the funds that the Booster Club needs to keep them in new uniforms, to say yes anytime that they have a request. That's what the mission of the Booster Club is, and Mustang Vision is one of the cornerstone funding vehicles for that. The sponsorships include Maroon sponsors, Ability Physical Therapy, Richardson Hanson Hotes Insurance Agency, Lynn Woodley Construction, Lynch Ford Chevrolet, Gary's Foods, Copenhagen Associates, Iowa Physical Therapy, Mount Vernon Bank and Trust Company, Downtown Dental, Brown's Plumbing, Budget Blinds of Eastern Iowa, M&K Dust Control, the Greater Cedar Rapids Community Foundation, our platinum sponsors, Yock's Landing, Scores, and Wilkie's Liquor. Gold sponsors, Palisades Family Dental, Mercy Care Community Physicians, Mount Vernon Family Dentistry, Dave Bunch Heating and Cooling. Our silver sponsors, that's Winter Season, Sheer Image, the Cause Team, Photo Image, Ace Hardware of Mount Vernon Insurance Agency, Chameleons Pub and Grub, U.S. Bank Home Mortgage Purchase and Refinancing, Mount Vernon Eye Clinic, and Bluegrass Enterprises. Eric Briesmeister, welcome to the broadcast. That's a pretty incredible list of sponsors.
That is an incredible list of sponsors. Jim, we say it every broadcast, we are so blessed to be supported in the community like we are. Because of that support, this broadcast comes to you, every home game and even some away games if they're close enough. So, we're very, very blessed. And just a message out to everybody listening out there. If you have the opportunity to visit some of these businesses and offer them your business, please stop in. Thank them for their sponsorship. They mean the world to Mustang Athletics and to the Mustang student athletes.
They absolutely do, and there's also a chance, we invite you to consider participating. If you have a business and want to be a major sponsor, if you're a relative and you just want to do your part, and provide for these opportunities, there's our QR code. It goes right to our Venmo account. It's an easy way to contribute to Mustang Vision and thereby the Booster Club. Eric, we're gonna preview this boys basketball game, and we might get interrupted by Coach Sanderson. I always try to give him a chance to talk with us. When we look at rivalry contests, is there one as strong as Mount Vernon versus Solon?
No, I don't think so. Proximity is such a big deal here. Two schools, very proud, rich traditions, 9 miles apart, Jim.
9 miles
apart. They duke it out in football, although that hasn't been much of a rivalry in the last 19 years because Solon's got to run. But they duke it out in basketball, girls, boys, you name the sport. These two schools put absolute fire on the court, on the field, on the pitch, whatever you have it. They're going against each other. And like I said, they see each other in the summer. They see each other in the winter. They see each other in the spring. Very, very, very strong rivalry here. The gym is electric tonight. There are a lot of folks in the crowd on both sides of the court here for Mount Vernon and for Solon. So I look forward to a great game. Didn't quite turn out that girls' game quite the way we'd hoped, but certainly, after the first quarter, that ending score was a little surprising. I thought it would be a little wider margin.
Well, the girls were just scrappy, and one of the things that we see in that Solon team is really single scoring leadership. They rely heavily on Callie Levine, and so if we turn now to the boys, both of these programs don't rely on a single scorer. Points are going to come from everywhere. In fact, the leading scorers, all of the leading scorers for Solon, under double digits, right? 8.9, 9.3, 6.7. Mount Vernon's got two double-digit scorers in Brady Erickson and Joe Romberg. And in the last couple of games, we really haven't seen Joe dominating or able to get his shot to go down.
No, we haven't. He's been a little bit of a slump shooting-wise. I will say, though, he's not getting a ton of open looks either.
That's true.
So through the offense, most of his looks have been very contested. But, the great thing about Joey is his shot does not determine his effort and his contribution in other areas. He's leading the Mustangs in rebounds. And that's all about effort for him. He steals, defense, just overall hustle. That's not really going to bother him. It's been interesting, though. If all the parts of this offensive machine could ever get going at the same time, I think it could be scary.
Dangerous. Absolutely dangerous.
We do have one of those pieces back. Jackson Kutcher is back. from injury, had a nice game, his first game out, you know, played quite a few minutes and got 9 points, went 3 for 3 from the three-point line, missed a couple inside, but so that's a really solid start for him, and you know, we'll see. I think going into the postseason, Jim, there are not a lot of people that are going to want to play Mount Vernon.
Yeah, I would agree. So we look at the records: 12-7 Spartans against the 9-9 Mustangs, and you got to believe going into the postseason, and even coming into a game like this, Mount Vernon has to be game by game one of the toughest plays, particularly when you're adding tools like you are in Jackson Kuchar, and rounding around and putting that kind of strength around someone that dominates in the interior like Evan Brozzi.
Absolutely. You know, as you say, it's a tough out. I mean, Solon knows, and actually Solon plays pretty similar defense, right?
Yep.
They play a really tough brand of basketball too. But you know, when you play Ed Tim's team, Mount Vernon, you're gonna work. You're gonna work to score, and this team's no different. They're only giving up 47 points a game. Unfortunately, you know, they're only scoring 46.
Right.
So you know, that's been the problem all year. It hasn't been the defense. It hasn't been the effort. It has been putting the ball in the basket. So, you know, I think this last game we saw. I think one of the keys here for Mount Vernon tonight will be that inside-outside game.
Yep.
You know, can we get the inside going to take some of the pressure off the outside shooters and vice versa, right? If we can score from both areas, then I think the game gets infinitely easier, and I think you saw that last time out for Mount Vernon with the victory. Brozzi had room to operate. You know, that three-point threat that Kuchar gave us, it gives just a little bit more space. Even if it's only a couple feet, Brozzi's really – he is really tricky. He maneuvers well underneath. He uses his body well. It's really impressive for the folks. You won't see him tonight, but if you ever do watch, he creates space with his chest.
Yeah.
He really does. You don't ever pin him down to the baseline.
Right.
He creates that space, and he gets the layup. So, you know, I think if we can get that going and really get that moving together, we're going to be a really dangerous team.
That's great. That's great. Eric, we'll get you back here in a little bit. Let's have a couple of minutes here with Coach Sanderson as we welcome him. He's just fresh out of the locker room. Coach, congratulations on a toughly fought game. Everybody wanted to win there. You were so close. You won every quarter except for the first quarter. You just too much room to Callie Levine to start that game, kind of put the game in a tough spot.
Yeah, I mean, that was the biggest difference, right, is they have a Callie and we just don't have somebody like that.
Right.
You know, and she made a lot of tough shots tonight and a couple deep threes early where we just gave her a little bit too much airspace, like you said. And but I thought, gosh, really after the first time out, you know, late in the first quarter there, we defended pretty well. And for the most part, we made things difficult for them. We slowed the game down, which they want to play at a rabbit's pace. And, you know, even they were walking the ball up the floor, which is certainly great for us. You know, we wanted to play through Liz, and we got that going, you know, especially into the second quarter there when she took a little bit of a break. And she had a great game, obviously. Took a blow to the nose there late, which, you know, was a little unfortunate that they didn't stop it as blood is coming down her face before, you know, we turn it over. But there's a few calls that were a bit curious tonight. But you're going to have that, and we just don't have a margin to, you know, to be able to withstand that. And at the same time, I mean, we create a lot of opportunities tonight. Gosh, we missed some at the rim and a couple free throws, and, you know, had a chance. We make one or two more plays that, you know, we could have stole one here. So
yeah, you came really close, and I agree with you. We missed some critical shots from the free throw line. The other stat that kind of stood out to Kirk and I during the game was how few three-pointers we actually got to shoot tonight. You've been on a tear from behind the arc, and they just weren't there tonight. Too much defensive pressure.
Yeah, we knew that coming in. We talked about that in our, you know, classroom session yesterday. We go through the scout, and I showed him the shot chart from the first game, and I said, explain why this is different. We only took 9 threes in the first game. We had 19 shots right at the rim. Yep. And why, right? So we talked about, well, because they're not going to leave shooters. They're going to stay extended, and we're going to have to win one-on-ones to the basket. And, you know, Coach Kanake and I really knew that meant that LC and Liz were going to have to create advantages because they're the ones that had the best physical matchups, and they did. They did a great job tonight. You know, we got loose for a couple threes. I think we were only 3 for 7, but again, had enough opportunities to make a couple more, and we would have had them. So
I think so. Turnover battle. We had some critical moments where turnovers really affected the pace of the game, and that opportunity for you to transition into maybe a scoring opportunity that got this thing even closer. Still working on the turnover battle.
Well, I mean, that's who we are. You know, I mean, gosh, we've played 21 games. We're going into the postseason. We can sit here and say who we want to be, but that's just part of where we're at, you know, with the skill level in our program right now. And if there's a kryptonite for us, it's probably ball pressure and teams that are going to play like this. And at the same time, you know, you compare how we handled that tonight to the first game against Solon or the first month of the season. We've come a long ways. We only turned it over 7 times in the second half. A couple of them were at bad times. But, I mean, we're not going to go in the postseason and turn it over 8 times a game. We're going to turn it over 14 to 16 times. We're not going to force a lot of turnovers at the other end. But I thought our defensive rotations were really good tonight, especially in the second half. And we rebounded it well enough, again, just to have opportunities. And I think we shot 58% from the floor. I mean, we took a lot of great shots at the rim. And, again, we're just 1 or 2 plays short of getting them. So
yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you for your time tonight. Again, it's always a pleasure to get a chance to bring you to our fans and let you talk through the game. Looking forward to Independence on Tuesday night. We'll be there with you and hope to get a chance to talk to you in a winning atmosphere moving on.
That sounds good.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep.
Coach Nate Sanderson, and he has got the girls on an 8-3 finish for the regular season. Looking hard at the postseason. Great things have happened under Coach Sanderson, and we continue to look forward to those opportunities. Yeah, that'd be great. Okay. Yeah. In fact, we'll have him back at halftime. He just offered to come back and talk to us at the halftime. Thanks, Eric, for managing that for me. That'd be great. Gives us a chance, gives you a break, gives us a chance to get into a little bit more with him, because I really do want to talk about postseason with that coming up. And we've got some more boys games after this one. So here we are, Eric. It's time for starting lineups. And I don't know about you. I'm kind of excited about this opportunity tonight.
Oh, I am fired up. And, you know, you look across the gym at the Solon crowd, that student section is packed. It is going to be loud tonight.
Not a bad student section down there from Mount Vernon.
No, Mount Vernon's packed too.
Yep. So the way that they do it here in Solon is they bring out all of the opposing team starting lineup, and then they give you the Solon starting lineup because they have a little smoke and mirror action going on.
They do indeed.
So Jensen Meeker leads the boys out for the Mustangs, number 4, junior. He's followed by number 11, senior Ryan Nave. And there's the man in the middle, sophomore, number 13, Evan Brazzi. What kind of a future are we looking at with a sophomore that dominates in the interior like that?
Oh, it's going to be fun, Jim. It's going to be fun.
Junior, number 20, Brady Erickson, out for the Mustangs. And rounding out the Mustang starting lineup, sophomore, number 24, Joey Romberg. Eric, you know, Joey Romberg, we talk about Evan Brazzi being a sophomore. Joey's, I can't believe he's a sophomore. I forget that he's a sophomore.
Yeah, you really do. I mean, they play, of course, Joey, this is his second year playing on the varsity. So, but they play so tough and really do just a ton for this team.
So the starting lineup for the Solon Spartans getting ready to come out. They're going to start off with number 1, 5'10" senior, Jake Quillen. He's going to be followed out by number 10, 6'3" senior, Jacob Timmons.
I like the smoke, Jim. I'm impressed.
He'll be followed out by 6'5" senior, Kinnick Pustiaska.
Leading
key battle
scorer,
there.
leading rebounder for the Spartans.
Yep. Next up for the Spartans, number 15, 6'2" sophomore, Jake Benzig. And rounding out the Spartan lineup, number 30, 6'1" sophomore, Garrett Turner. In many ways, it's the youthfulness of the Mustangs against the taller, senior-laden lineup of the Spartans. This is a quality battle here.
This is going to be a fun battle every time these two teams play. You know, I think if I had to look at keys for victory tonight for the Mustangs, you know, they lost the first matchup up in Mount Vernon. I think number 1, Jim, we're going to have to limit our turnovers.
Yep.
You know, and that leads me to this point number 2. That 1-3-1 zone last time really confused the Mustangs.
Yes, it did.
Can we solve it? Can we get some easy buckets out of it? And then last, you know, the inside-outside game. I think, folks, if you're going to listen to us tonight, those are the 3 things you need to look for. If we do those things well, if we take care of the ball, if we get some easy buckets off the 1-3-1, and we really feed the ball in and out, I think we're going to do well tonight.
Pustiaska wins the tip-off against Brady Erickson. Spartans will start with the basketball. Quillen up top. He's going to shoot by Jensen Meeker off to Pustiaska, and Pustiaska will be fouled by Evan Brazzi. Right away, a foul on Evan. We don't need those to mount. That'll change the dynamic.
No, that might be one person on the court that it's going to be really hard to replace. We have a lot of other parts that we can work with, but Brazzi might be the toughest one.
The inbound is going to be off the Spartans to the Mustangs. Nice double team work by Erickson and Romberg. And Benzig threw it off of, I think that was off of Timmons for the turnover. So Mustangs still 0-0 now with the basketball. Meeker into the offensive court for the Mustangs. Runs into Quillen. Passes off to Nave. Nave top of key to Brazzi. Brazzi's got Pustiaska on him. Brazzi probably like to assert that, maybe even try to take him on the bounce. Erickson, left wing. Skip pass to Romberg on the right wing. To Nave down on the block. Nave has it tipped away. Controlled by the Spartans. Turner. He goes baseline, spins inside of Brazzi. Inside the trees, Brazzi rips it away. They're going to call a jump ball, and it'll stay with the Spartans. No, they're going to give it to the – that's right. Spartans
won the tip.
Yep. I was all ready to call Erickson with the tip. That's why.
Don't anticipate, Jim.
Don't anticipate. Just call.
Just call.
7 minutes left in the first quarter. 1 minute gone. Mustangs with the basketball, no score. Meeker to Romberg, left side. Centers it with Brazzi. Brazzi turns, takes Pustiaska, gets all the way to block into the rim. The first points go to the Mustang, Evan Brazzi.
Pustiaska is going to be really hard pressed to put that much pressure on Brazzi that far from the basket. So that's a matchup to keep watch on throughout the game.
I agree with you there. Spartan basketball. Timmons around to Turner. Turner bounces it to Pustiaska inside. He goes up and takes the shot off the left block, and he'll be fouled by Evan Brazzi. That's 2 quick fouls on Brazzi. And in for the Mustangs will be Trenton Pitlick. Look who's got a new hairdo.
Trenton got that bad boy shave. So, that's a big foul on Brazzi.
That is a huge foul.
I think defensively, Trenton is more than adequate out there. But offensively, we're losing quite a bit there. So we'll have to see where the scoring comes from now for the Mustangs.
Pustiaska makes the first free throw. And the second one on the way. Bounces front rim, no good. Pitlick with the rebound. Yeah, he secures it, gets it to Meeker. Meeker's going to see a double team, and he'll lose it out of bounds. Double team came late. Jake Benzig jumping into that double team, and it startled Jensen Meeker. That's not easy to do.
Yeah, that was the 1-3-1 zone we talked about at the opening. They hopped into that quick and surprised Jensen with it. So I'm sure that won't happen again.
Quillen to Turner for the Spartans. Top of key to Pustiaska. Bounce pass down to Timmons. Timmons makes the layup over Pitlick.
Need to put a little more pressure on the ball so that it isn't such an easy entry pass.
Romberg's first three-point shot.
Money.
He calls it. It's a 5-3 lead for the Mustangs. Romberg getting off the snide early.
Oh, that's a good sign, Jim.
Yeah, that was cool, calm, and collected in the corner. Pustiaska top of the key. Down to Turner. Pustiaska's three-pointer. Front rim's no good. And they're going to call Timmons, that is, over the back of Romberg.
Good block out by Joey on the play. Forced Timmons to go over the top to get the rebound.
So you got Timmons going over the top of Romberg. Romberg gets the foul called on Timmons, and Coach Tim is livid that Timmons was in the air. Wanted to see a stronger block out from Romberg. That's always coaching. Always coaching. Jackson Kuchar in for the Mustangs now with the ball in the left wing. He dribbles a little bit. Backs out. Now to Pitlick, top of key. Back over to Kuchar. Kuchar left wing.
Offense is a little stagnant here.
Yep.
We need to get a little more ball movement.
Really no one moving around, so the ball handler's out on the perimeter just kind of standing there playing catch. Erickson left side decides to take Timmons, and he'll run into Pustiaska. Saw him coming. Pustiaska set, and Erickson went right through him. So that's the third team foul on the Mustangs, first on Erickson. Still a 5-3 game for the Mustangs. 5:17 left in the quarter.
Good aggressive drive there by Erickson. He just has to jump stop short of that defense. Go up over the top of him.
Quillen brings it up for the Mustangs. Leaves it to Turner. Off to Timmons. Turner gets it back. Right wing. Skip pass to Quillen. Quillen drives down to the block, and he walks. Coach Tim applauding the call on that time around. 3 minutes gone in the quarter.
Zach Fall into the game for giving Erickson a blow, and then Ryan Nave in for Joey Romberg.
So that rapid rotation that Coach Tim has been using this year. Nave with the basketball left side. Centers it at Pitlick. Pitlick dribbles in on Pustiaska. Bounce pass to Meeker. Meeker with a floater from 16. Misses. Rebounded by Benzig. Here come the Spartans. Quillen working on Meeker. Puts it at Meeker's feet. And they're going to call a jump ball. Meeker stole it. But the trailing ref, who was blocked from the call, called the jump.
That was the microsecond jump ball, Jim. They didn't have a tie-up for more than a bit there. But I don't know if I were anybody, I'd cross over in front of Jensen Meeker.
I don't think so. I would either. Benzig leaves it to Turner. Turner's going to run over Pitlick. I wish we had my stats showing how many charges Pitlick's taken this year. The man knows how to take a charge.
I tell you what, Jim, the key to that is he fell down. Too many times you guys absorb the contact but don't fall down, and they're never going to give you that call if you don't fall down.
That's absolutely right. This is a 30-second timeout called by the Spartan coaching staff. Gives me a chance to introduce the coaching staff for the Spartans. Head coach Jared Galpin, assisted by Lee Kuzik, Mark Foster, Bubba Knight, Matt Messenger, and Dylan Sloan. Of course, the Mustangs, head coach Ed Tim, assisted by Derek Roberts, Dave Kuchar, Brad Haverback, Stu Ordman, Clayton Leipold, Richie Logston, Craig Foote, Marty Kinnick, Cale Van Buren, and anybody else that has a maroon shirt on.
They have quite the gaggle down there, don't they?
That's a lot of coaches. That's a lot of coaches.
They got a lot of coaching going on.
5-3 your score. Mustangs at the 4.5 mark in the first quarter. Out of that timeout by Galpin. Nave to Kuchar. Kuchar's going to walk it across the line.
Solon stays in that man-to-man.
Pitlick turns, goes right down the lane on Pustiaska, and they're going to get a foul called on Pustiaska.
Good aggressive move by Pitlick. It looks like whoever Pustiaska is guarding has a foot speed advantage. He's a little heavy in the foot there, and that's something we can take advantage of.
You know, Eric, we talk about this on our broadcast about on offense, players have to be ready and willing to take the play that's given to them. Pitlick just jumps in there, and he's charging all the time.
He has no off button. He is always on.
He knows. Even though he's given up about 4 inches or so, maybe 6 inches to Pustiaska, he knows that he can take him off the bounce anytime he wants. Misses the first free throw. Pitlick with the second. That no good either. Hard off the back rim. Pustiaska secures the rebound. 4:20 to go in the first quarter. Sean Stolley in the game for the Spartans, as well as Carson Miller. Stolley gets it back. Pustiaska down the block, out top to Benzig. Benzig rattles in a three-pointer. Jake Benzig, and it's a 6-5 lead for the Spartans. 4 minutes to go. Halfway through the first quarter. Kuchar to Meeker. Meeker dribbles on Stolley. Up top of the key. Pass out to Zach Fall. Fall tries to get to Meeker. Throws it behind him into the student section. And it'll turn over to the Spartans. Don't need those empty trips.
No, that was just a little sloppy by the Mustangs there.
And by an empty trip, I usually refer to no shot.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, definitely. That'd be my definition.
Stolley up top for the Spartans. Off to Miller. Miller bounce pass to Oaken Foster also in. Back to Stolley, and then Benzig with another three-pointer, this time off right. Pustiaska out rebounds Pitlick. Finds Foster again. Oaken Foster with a three-point missed, rebounded by Pitlick, and he'll outlet it to Fall. Fall brings it across. Nave to Romberg. Romberg takes the three-pointer. Ooh, front rim. Fall almost had the rebound over Foster. And it'll be Spartan basketball. 6-5 still to score. 3 minutes to go in the first quarter.
A little bit of a scoring drought here, Jim, for the Mustangs.
And there's a travel on Pustiaska. Nice pressure, double-team pressure from Romberg and Pitlick. So Pustiaska, leading scorer leading rebounder, big body on the floor for the Spartans, but we've already proven that you can get him rattled.
Yeah, he's a big boy, that's for certain. But yeah, that double team really flustered him and caused the travel. So one of the things that the Spartans are really good at, they're good at turning the ball over, turning other guys over. So we have to limit the turnovers, but it's also a strength and probably a lot of the reason they get some offense.
Skip pass from Romberg to Kuchar. That three-pointer on the way, short-rimmed. Rebounded by Stolle, the smallest on the court. Still 6'5", 2:43 in the quarter. Miller, pass down low. Pustiaska got it on the block, tried to get it to Stolle, almost went out of bounds. Now Carson Miller.
Good help defense there from the Mustangs.
Up top to Foster, and then out to Miller again. Now Stolle gets it back. They'll reset the offense. Stolle to Foster. Foster up to Miller. Ran him off the three-point line. Stolle's three-pointer no good. Weak side rebound. Tipped by Fall, retrieved by Meeker. Mustang basketball. Here they come.
Great block out by Erickson on the play.
Meeker to Romberg. Romberg goes baseline, floats one in. Joey Romberg taking in-rhythm shots. 7-6 Mustangs.
Aggressive with the shot, that early offense. Nice little easy 8-footer.
2 minutes to go. Miller. Bounce pass to Pustiaska.
So the Spartans there, Jim, have a little high-low action. They get the ball into Pustiaska. They have the floor spread really well.
Yep.
And then they're getting it down in the block. In that case, it was. If I knew any of the lineups, Jim, I'd probably tell them your name. It was number 21 for the Spartans.
That's Miller. Or from us, Foster. That's Foster.
That's Foster that was posting up, had deep position against Kuchar on the play. So. Yep. We're going to have to watch that as the game goes. We're going to have to deny that position down low or they will be getting a lot of layups.
All right, had to plug in my MiFi before we lost it. All right, back in for the Spartans is Quillen. Foster with the basketball. Almost a turnover as the ball goes into Caden Nipper. Knocked out of his hands. Quillen gets it on the perimeter. His three-pointer no good. Nipper gets it back to Quillen. Spartans controlling the offensive board right now. Still 7-6 Mustangs. Minute 15 left in the quarter. Meeker got faked in the air. A three-pointer by Miller goes over the rim, air ball, and out of bounds to the Mustangs.
I tell you, the Nipper, where does Solon get these guys, man?
Big guy.
They've got Pustiaska's a specimen, and Nipper is a large human being also.
There's Nipper with his hands on the pass from Kuchar, tried to get it to the baseline, so it's Spartans on the run. Now they slow it back down again. Carson Miller. Nipper spins in the lane, and he'll be fouled by Romberg. Passed by Brady Mullen. Tell you what, the Spartans are going deep. They're getting, they've already gone 10 deep in their lineup. Mustangs have gone 7. And Garrick Turner just getting ready to step in again, sub in for the Spartans. I take that back. The Mustangs have gone 9 deep. So both teams trying to keep fresh legs, Eric. This is a fast-paced game.
Fast-paced, super high intensity, physical, everything you want in a basketball game, quite honestly.
Nipper reaches one to the rim.
Oh, he knuckleballed that one in.
He did, 8-7.
That was ugly.
As the Spartans regain the lead. Here's a little 1-2-2 pressure.
So that's their 1-3-1 half-court trap, Jim. They get to Oltz in the corner.
Brody Oltz with a nice shot, nice look from the corner, missed it, front rim. Side rim, we'll call it. Rebounded by the Spartans, and Quillen walking it up. Mustangs with Oltz, Meeker, Fall, Nave, and Kuchar on the floor right now. Quillen way up in the corner at half court with Meeker all over him. Tries to break Meeker down, gets into the lane through the elbow, and he'll be fouled by Kuchar on his way to the rim. That'll be 2 shots for Quillen.
And is that the second foul now on Kuchar?
Yep. So 2 fouls on Kuchar, 2 fouls on Brazzi here in the first quarter. Fouls adding up. That's the 16th foul for the Mustangs. Quillen makes the first, stretching the lead to 9-7. In comes Erickson. In comes Romberg. Out goes Nave and Olch. Quillen with one more free throw. We're 7.3 seconds left in the first quarter. That one rattles in and out. Stays up in the air a little bit more. Erickson rips it down, running as he tries to get the clock to Kuchar. Three-pointer, good! The Mustangs take the lead at the end of the first quarter on a three-pointer by Jackson Kuchar.
From deep. Well, that's how you run an end of the quarter play there. Erickson came sprinting down the court, pushing the ball up, and then used himself as a screen to give Kuchar the wide open three from the side.
That was really great pressure by Nipper there to keep the ball in the air just a little bit more, but it was enough to get the ball to Erickson. Rather, if it falls underneath to Romberg, they don't get that run out.
No, they don't at all. And that's got to be disappointing for the Spartans. I would say that first quarter, Solon outplayed Mount Vernon, but they're down one.
Yep. Yeah, I would agree on that. I think Solon's had much better looks. They've missed a lot more shots. They've taken more shots than Mount Vernon's made.
Yep, I mean,
not unique, but
you look at the turnover battle, it's 3 apiece right now. So Mount Vernon has 3 and Solon has 3. So we're holding our own there, although, a couple of them were pretty unforced errors.
Yep.
The one that we threw away on the sideline, and then the other one by Meeker here as he crossed half court, looking at that 1-3-1 trap. So we eliminate those. It's going to be a great sign for the Mustangs.
I agree. What I was intending to say, because of the rebounding, is that they've missed more shots than we've taken. But we got the lead 10-9. So now Mustangs with the basketball coming out of the first quarter break. Alternate possession. Fall will take it out. He'll inbound to Meeker. They're joined by Romberg, Pitlick, and Erickson on the court. So Coach Tim trying to protect Brazzi. We haven't seen him since about the 5-minute mark in the first quarter.
One thing they were working on in practice, Jim, against this 1-3-1 half-court trap, lobs to the post players. So be on the lookout for that.
Romberg floats one up, got it up in the rim, and a good shooter's touch off the front of the rim. Romberg makes it a 12-9 game, 7:38 to go in the half.
Joey brought his scoring shoes tonight. I'm glad to see it.
Benzig with the ball to Quillen. Quillen left side, back up top to Benzig. Benzig takes it to the right wing to Foster. Now to Quillen. Quillen on the left wing. Pustiaska top of key with Pitlick all over him. Benzig sees Erickson. Hands the ball off to Quillen. Quillen's floater in the lane. Not even close to the rim. Knocked out of there by Timmons, and Pustiaska controls. It's now Spartan basketball on a reset. Quillen to Foster. Foster fires one down to Pustiaska on the block. Pitlick guarding him. Up top to Miller. Over to Benzig. Benzig gets underneath Erickson. Finds the backboard. Got up underneath Erickson's arm. Mustangs quickly into the offensive court. It's 12-11. Meeker to Fall. Skip pass all the way to the baseline corner to Romberg. They're trying to move the ball a little quicker. Meeker finds Erickson inside the 1-3-1. Erickson missed it off the rim. Pitlick with the rebound. Couldn't get the putback to go. It'll be out of bounds. Spartan basketball, as they call it, off of Romberg, not Miller.
There was that lob down to the post.
Yep.
We just didn't quite make the bucket, but that's exactly what you're going to look for against that 1-3-1.
Erickson went up high for the catch, took a big jump, and I think it surprised him how close he was to the backboard. Foster with the basketball, gets it to Timmons. It goes off of Timmons' leg, almost Mustang basketball. Benzig finds it. He'll miss the layup off the block. 12-11 still, Mustangs lead. Here comes Meeker. Meeker, hesitation dribble around Foster. Goes to the far side to Erickson. He'll miss the shot, but he'll be fouled. Shooting 2.
That pass had some zip on it there. He really gunned it down in there, Erickson.
Boy, did.
Got a great shot.
Jake Benzig with the foul.
We really have to make them pay for that 1-3-1 half-court trap. I think if we can make them pay and turn them into a very one-dimensional defensive team, that does a lot for Mustang offense.
It does, and this is where we've got to make them pay, because there's going to be some fouls called on that defensive recovery. We've got to step up and make these at the foul line.
Unfortunately, on the year, Jim, Mustangs only shooting like 55% from the line.
Right. Erickson right at that 55%, misses the first, makes the second. It's 13-11. 2-point lead for the Mustangs, 6-minute mark in the half. Evan Brazzi back in. There's a tip almost out of bounds off of Erickson. Ryan Nave also back in, as is Jackson Kuchar. Three-pointer in and out from Quillen, rebounded by Brady Mullen. He outlets to Pustiaska with Evan Brazzi on him. Pustiaska might want to take Brazzi there, but he doesn't. He passes out of it to Quillen.
Say, if I were Pustiaska, I'd put some pressure on Brazzi and try to pick up that third foul.
Foster turns on Nave, fires out to Pustiaska, around to Mullen. Underneath, Foster missed the shot, tipped that up by Nave, controlled by Quillen.
Brazzi had to be conservative there. He wasn't quite as aggressive towards the ball as he normally would. Didn't want to pick up that third foul.
Big ball fake from Foster on Nave. Gives it up to Pustiaska, now to Quillen, right side. Quillen back over to Mullen. Mullen to Foster. Foster ball fakes, gets to the baseline floater. No good as it goes long. Timmons off his leg. To the floor they go. Erickson tied up with Foster, and it'll be a jump ball to the Mustangs. Nope, it'll be on the alternate possession. Because of the quarter flip, it'll be a Spartan basketball. Jensen Meeker comes in for Brady Erickson. And Carson Miller comes in for Timmons. Quillen gets it in the baseline corner, goes to the floor, tripped over Meeker. Meeker picks up the loose ball, hesitation dribble, and they're going to call Meeker as he shouldered in to Brady Mullen.
Yeah, he definitely. He had a streaking. It was that Brazzi in the middle of the lane. It was open for a layup, just missed him.
Yep.
And he really did. He lowered his shoulder. That's an easy call.
13-11 remains the score. 4:45 left in the half. Quillen walks it up. Foster pushing on Nave. Mullen runs over Jackson Kuchar. Foster, a three-pointer, no good. Falls in the hands of Miller. Miller to Quillen. Meeker falls on the floor. Kuchar helps him out. Oh, and Kuchar gave up on him, but Quillen missed the layup. Romberg with the rebound. These two teams are fighting, Eric.
They are fired up. I love it. Oh, another three. Get in there, Jackson.
Jackson Kuchar! Jackson Kuchar with the three-pointer. 16-11 Mustang lead.
Oh, that is a dagger, Jim. That is a dagger.
Kuchar went to the floor. No foul called, but it's a three-pointer on the floater. Quillen with the basketball, working on Meeker. Up top to Miller. Miller has Romberg in front of him. Pustiaska gets it back, goes into Brazzi. Bodies up Brazzi. They're going to call offensive
foul, Jim.
Offensive foul on Pustiaska.
He doesn't know it yet, does he?
No,
he doesn't. He's going to be a little surprised.
Yeah, look at that.
Yep.
They just figured it out. That's an offensive foul on Pustiaska. He knew that he was shooting free throws. Instead, it's an offensive foul, his first of the contest.
Brazzi paid him straight up, arms in the air, and he lowered the shoulder. So,
yep, cool, calm, and collected. Kuchar has it thrown off of Stolle. Brazzi retrieves it. Off to Kuchar. Mustangs secure the ball. Now to Meeker. Boy, these two teams. Tell me these two teams aren't fighting.
They are absolutely going at it.
Kuchar to Romberg in the corner. Kuchar's going to get it back, although Romberg tried to overthrow him. Kuchar to the floor, and they're going to call him for a travel. He turned over when he dove.
Yeah, that was a tough pass to receive.
And Coach Tim's going to call a timeout. That's his first of the game. So we're 16-11 at the 3:22 mark. I'm telling you what, this is like two prize fighters standing in the ring just throwing rainbows at each other. Just haymakers.
Absolutely, Jim. I was taking stats on turnovers, but I got too wrapped up in the game. So the turnover stats, they may return in the third
That's all
quarter.
right. I decided standing where we're standing, it's hard. We don't have any table space, too much equipment. We'll let the stats come out on Huddle or on Varsity Bound. You can go look up the stats after the game, right? We're going to call the action to have fun at it.
There you go, folks. We've decided to give up on the stats. So saith Mr. Beatty.
Yes, that's right. So one of the things that you love about a rivalry is when two teams play each other really hard. It's a physical game. It's going both ways. The referees aren't deciding the game, but the players really are. You do have to stay in control.
Absolutely. And you've got to control your intensity to a certain extent. You want to play with passion, but under control. Always under control.
Timmons with the ball for the Spartans, right wing. Picks up his dribble. Passes off to Mullen. Mullen to Miller. Miller turns and faces Nave. Back to Mullen. Mullen goes baseline, finds Brazzi, floats one up and in. Nice rise by Mullen.
That's a tough shot, Jim. Great defense by the Mustangs. Can't do much about that. That's just a great shot.
1-3-1 up high. Brazzi bounced past the fall. And they're going to call Romberg into the corner. Three-pointer on the way. Bounces off the rim. Nice rebound by Brazzi. He gets it back to the rim. Put back good by Evan Brazzi, 18-13.
Probably could have called a foul on Nipper there, too, for over the back. But good, strong play by Evan down low. Get that rebound, put it back in.
Pustiaska sees a double team, splits it. He'll be tied up by Brazzi, and they're going to call a jump ball, and it'll be Mustang basketball. Evan Brazzi with quick hands, able to tie up Nipper.
He's got to be careful, boy. We don't want him getting a third. Okay, Ed's getting him out of the game.
And Brazzi comes out, Nave comes out. It's Fall and Meeker, Romberg, Erickson, and Pitlick.
You know, the one thing I love, a lot of the guys when they come out of the game, Evan Brazzi every time goes down and slaps the entire bench. Just great teammate that does that every time.
Good passing by Pitlick to Erickson. Meeker at the top of the key, threw it down and got tipped. Pitlick rose up and got it, and the touch pass to Erickson, making it 20-13. Ball movement's impressive today.
Ball movement, making them pay for that 1-3-1 zone.
Stolly gets into the lane, misses the layup. He gets his own rebound, outlets a three-point shot to Mullen. Mullen misses it. It goes off of Timmons, out of bounds. Mustang basketball. Eric, everything is going Mustang's way. Loose balls, the extra bounce shot, and it's not from luck. They're just out hustling right now.
No, they're making their opportunities tonight. I mean, they are getting every loose ball. They are getting the rebounds. They are doing a great job right now against this Solon Spartan team.
Meeker's going to toss it out of bounds to Kuchar.
And I just jinxed him.
You did. Well, so that's the pressure of the 1-3-1. You know that you're going to get a double team on the wing, and so your tendency is to throw it quick over the high player, the point defender, and that's twice now we've overthrown it to the sidelines. Rebounded by the Mustangs on the miss.
Great interception by Romberg. Anticipated the pass by Pustiaska. Just snatched it out of the air.
Pustiaska back in. Of course, he's only got one foul. Romberg. Skip pass over to Meeker. Floater back to Kuchar, right side. Romberg in the corner, faces Stolly. They're going to skip past to Meeker. Meeker's going to take it in and hit a little runner. Bounce off the back rim. Romberg right back up with it on the rebound. Offensive rebounds controlled by the Mustangs. It's 22-13. Stolly walks it up. Under a minute to play in the half.
Coach Tim is into this game. He wants a stop on this possession.
Benzig. Stutter step around Erickson. To Mullen. Mullen gets around Kuchar into the lane at the free throw line. Misses. Rebounded out. Erickson with the pickup. It's a 2-on-1 if he looks.
Push it all the way.
He lets the defenders go by and rolls one into the rim.
Great decision. Playing off 2 feet. Brady Erickson takes it down full steam. Lets the defense blow by, and makes the easy layup.
24-13, Mustang lead, 27 seconds to play. Meeker watches the pass off to the right wing. Pustiaska up high on Pitlick. Bounce pass down low to Timmons. He's going to be tied up. The ball's going to get stripped. To the floor they go. And they're going to call Romberg for a foul as he jumped in on Timmons, I think.
Yeah, that was on Romberg.
Yeah, he dove on him.
He dove.
That's the 8th team foul for the Mustangs, so 1-1. Should be 1-1.
In football, that's very legal. In basketball, not so much.
Not so much. Wrestling, it's legal.
There you go, wrestling. You can tell it's a good game for the Mustangs because the officials are warning our bench to stay off the court. So
Timmons makes the first, 24-14. 10-point lead for the Mustangs. 14 seconds to go in the half. Little dribble. Timmons floats it. Rattles it in. It'll be Mustangs up 9, 14.6. Fall to Erickson, moving quickly. They get into the offensive court. Erickson's running downhill, goes to the block. Pustiaska tries the Academy Award fall. Doesn't get it. Romberg's three-pointer no good. Tipped out by Fall. Touch to Romberg. Romberg's three-pointer. It goes in! It goes in at the buzzer!
What a great way to end the half
Joey
for the Mustangs.
Romberg!
You know what made that possible? hustle by Zach Ball. Tracking down the rebound, realizing where the clock is, tipping it over to Romberg, and Romberg,
oh my gosh,
all the confidence in the world, bombs a three.
I don't know how we're going to talk to Coach Sanderson about postseason with that kind of energy in the house, but so we talked there, about what has to happen, and Romberg, offensively not present over a couple of games. Man, did he show up in this first half.
Oh, he did. He did from inside, outside, and that, like I mentioned in the beginning, his shot doesn't dictate his game or how he contributes. Obviously he's a very capable scorer, but he does all the little stuff. You saw him intercept the ball. You saw him get the rebound, put the ball back in. He is always working whenever he's out there, no matter how much Coach Tim yells at him for not blocking out and a guy jumping over the top of him.
That's right.
Well, great half by the Mustangs. Great half. I think too. You saw the contributions. By Kutcher. I don't want to overemphasize that, but the timely three at the end of the first quarter.
Yep.
And then just into the second quarter, you saw that other really timely three. A good defensive scramble there by Solon. They kind of had a little momentum. And Kutcher comes down and just bombs a three, and it's just deflating, right?
Yeah, that's it. That's going to be a hard one to take in the locker room. We'll let you catch your breath here, Eric. Maybe make up some stats, certainly some analytical points. We're going to welcome back Coach Sanderson and talk a little bit about postseason basketball.
All right.
Thanks, Eric. So, Coach, welcome back. Thanks again for some extra time with us. There's so much you've got to do at the end of a game. I know that we give you very little time in these varsity doubleheaders, but let's talk postseason. I saw your weekend review, and you talk about the difference that Mount Vernon shows up this time in this district bracket. Some teams we don't normally see. We're going to start off with an opponent that we always battle. You've won them twice this year on them. Tough to beat a team 3 times after independence, some teams that we don't see. How are you feeling about this postseason?
Yeah, when the brackets came out, we're kind of in a place in 3A where we could be sent in a lot of different directions, and Coach Hattie actually always talked to me about that. Is like you could go north, you could go south, and if you get yourself in the right position, it does fare sometimes well because we could be sent away from some pretty good teams in our area.
Right.
And I thought, even before we get into independence, for us to be able to avoid Assumption, CPU, and West Liberty in particular, and be able to go west, I think is about as good as what we could have expected. So nice to host a home game, and be able to play independence at our place, and it's fun to know we're going to get one more of those and kind of be the showcase for that night for the girls, after all they've done this year to keep getting better and the work they've put in, and we've had some good success against independent. It's not going to be an easy game, and anytime somebody in your league you're going to play, they're going to know you pretty well, so they'll have a pretty good game plan for us, and we can survive on Saturday, then most likely we'll head out to Roland Story the following Wednesday, and they actually lost tonight to West Marshall. So West Marshall beat them twice this year, and Roland Story was the 1 seed in our region, and West Marshall was the 2 seed. But nevertheless, we had a camera at that game, so we'll get a good look at that, and it's a long bus ride, couple hours to get out to Roland Story from Mount Vernon. But as I told the girls after the game tonight, they play a very similar style as what Solon does, a lot of pressure man-to-man. They don't have a Callie Levine and maybe don't have the athletes across the board. That's what Solon does. But this will be a great, tonight was a great game for us just to be able to play against that style. And I like where we're at right now, And one of the things sometimes about playing teams that you haven't seen before, I think for us, because we're playing, more or less exclusively zone, we're probably not going to see something that we haven't seen, a lot this year. And I think that can be an advantage. And we've got some matchup, challenges, I think, for teams. Obviously, Doherty is proved herself tonight as a handful in a lot of different ways. And, when you can surround her with some shooters, I think it creates some problems if you play us in zone, and it creates some problems if you play us in man. And if you haven't seen us all year, it can be tough to learn that in a couple of days and get ready. So feel good about that. And on the other side of the region, you got Williamsburg is the 3.
Yep.
They're obviously play, I think, in the tougher side of the WAMAC, and the West Division is pretty loaded over there, so they're pretty battle-tested. They'll have a chance to play West Marshall in the second round, and I think that game probably is a toss-up. I don't know a lot about West Marshall yet. We've accumulated some films, and we'll share some notes back and forth between us and Williamsburg. We collaborate a little bit just in case, one of us moves on and the other doesn't. But you never know. If it goes well, you could see Williamsburg in a regional final, and be fun to know that at least one WAMAC team is going to come out of that and make a chance to get to the state tournament. So.
Yeah, quality teams in the West are always good in the East, but it is unusual to see so much quality in the West and for it to be as competitive. And so one of the things that's interesting, I know I asked you at the end of the game, what happened to the perimeter? Where did the perimeter go when you've been relying on it, or actually you've been succeeding with so much perimeter? But that is a really interesting note you make. You guys are a two-dimensional team. You've got that strong outside perimeter if they give it to you. You've got that inside game, not just inside out, but also there's a lot of driving that you get from the wings.
Yeah, I think that's, we talked a lot about tonight. If we could get Liz established or Brinley on the post or LC getting to the basket and force them to help, then that creates the kick-out game that we've seen so much of this season. And, we didn't get into that tonight, but we won a lot of those matchups, obviously enough to really have a chance late in the game. And so, if nothing else, I hope that builds some confidence for us to be able to play either way. If a team's going to rotate early, then we're going to be able to kick it and swing it and find some good looks. And if they're going to stick with us on the three-point line, Saturday or beyond, then we showed a lot of things tonight that we can do, in that situation. So it's great for us, as I said, to prep that way, and we'll kind of see what we see as we go along here.
Got some good outside shots tonight from Cameron Brand. And the other thing that I noticed was Mackenzie Rentschler and how her game has evolved. She's always been that perimeter shot. You want her shooting out there. She's shown the ability to dribble drive as well, get some good penetration, get a look from the block. How will that play into that whole offensive strategy as you get a chance to maybe surprise a Roland Story?
Yeah, I think a lot of that comes down to matchups. If you can get the right matchup for Ken's or for Peyton. Peyton tonight was saddled with Callie guarding her for most of the night.
Right.
We kind of knew that was going to make the game a little bit tougher, but she got to the rim a couple of times, had a couple nice finishes, got to the line a couple of times, and Kenzie's done a good job, I think, of fitting into the role in our offense. She's obviously creates a lot of space for players, and she had the nice three-pointer at the back end of the press break tonight that was awesome, and she's been good at that, and obviously tonight she got to the rim a couple of times too, finished one, missed a couple, and so when she is able to do that and stay under control and make good decisions, then it's just one more weapon that we've got that you got to respect at two levels. So
yeah. So you've got a team. All of them remember last year. All of them remember what it felt like to even think about, or not think about postseason, right? I mean, just to go ahead and close the season down. To now, you're the first winning season since 17-18. You've got strong opportunities in the postseason. How's that locker room feel right now?
I mean, I think tonight we were a little disappointed because we felt like we left some chances out on the floor. But, we're sitting across the hall from Solon, and they're celebrating, finishing second in the league. And I just told them, a year ago, it'd be crazy to think that Solon would be dancing in their locker room because they beat you guys. You know, and I think that says a lot about how far we've come over the course of the year here. And we shared kind of the same message with the girls. This was great preparation for us, and we're not going to see a team that's better than Solon in our region. I'm 100%, sure of that. And if we can defend the way that we did tonight and continue to create some good opportunities, I mean, there's a chance for us to hang around for a while and maybe get there. And we're going to have to play well, obviously, but I'm excited about where we're at and excited about the region, and we'll see what happens going forward.
Well, I'm really looking forward to it. I can't wait for Tuesday night. I think it's going to be a great game against Independence. It's always a good battle when the two Mustangs get on the floor together. But I really am looking forward to seeing you guys advance. Let's hope that we get a chance to look at Roland Story. Love to be there calling the action. Thank you very much for your time. It's been a pleasure being with you tonight, and I know that the double trips here is not easy to do.
Well, we appreciate it, Jim. So
yeah, go enjoy what is a great basketball game in front of us.
You bet.
Thanks, Coach. All right, Coach Sanderson. Eric, can't say enough about Coach Sanderson. I love Coach Matt Hattie. Matt Hattie and I have a really strong relationship, but when you make a transition in a program and you have the opportunity to have someone come in on after Matt Hattie and deliver what Coach Sanderson is doing, come in with the reputation and the track record, and then to find out how approachable he is,
he really gives his time, and he just bleeds passion for basketball, doesn't he? I mean, you can't talk to that man for more than 5 seconds, and not realize just how much he loves the game.
Yeah. Well, you're watching, or actually you're listening. You're watching a static Mustang Vision, so you know the whole time that you're watching Mustang Vision. He's Eric Briesmeister. That was Coach Nate Sanderson. I'm Jim Beatty, and we're in the midst of an all-out brawl here in Solon. The Highway 1 rivalry, doubleheader action, girls and boys varsity. The girls lost a close one, really, really close tonight. Kudos to the girls for holding on and making that game as competitive as it was in a tough environment, 49-45 here in Solon. The boys lead at the half, 27-15. We're ready to start second half. Solon will start with the basketball. Mount Vernon comes out with their starting lineup: Jensen Meeker, Brady Erickson, Evan Brazzi, Joe Romberg, and Ryan Nave. The two big points, aside from the 12-point lead at the half, is Evan Brazzi and Jackson Kuchar, both with 2 fouls apiece. So we'll see what happens early on in this half. Benzig with a three-pointer starts the scoring for the Spartans. Very limited perimeter makes, anyway, from the Spartans in that first half, and they remedied that right off the bat.
They did. You know, he was looking for a shot, good aggressive, in the flow of the offense shot there for him.
Jensen Meeker flowing in the other direction, misses it a little strong on a 14-foot jumper, rebounded by Benzig. And it's 27-18 as we get into action here. Garrick Turner passes off to Pustiaska. He goes opposite court to Benzig. Benzig gets into the rim, and he has 2 quick baskets, and it's now down to 7, 27-20.
So you got to figure in the second half, Solon's a good team. They're going to make a run. The Mustangs have to weather the storm.
And make some shots.
And make some shots. Weather the storm, though, and try and limit the run as much as they can. And really, like I say, try to hold them at bay as best as possible.
And you see a little bit of a change of attitude from the Spartans as they're taking it to the rim. Jake Quillen gets by Ryan Nave. Ryan Nave fouls him. And it'll be Spartan basketball out of bounds. Turner back to Benzig on the baseline corner, back to Turner on the left wing. He's going to hand off to Benzig. He's going to get it back in the baseline corner. Goes around the screen by Pustiaska all the way to the rim. And 3 baskets in a row by the Spartans makes it a 5-point game, 27-22.
Mustangs better up their defensive intensity. We're going to find this game tied up here pretty quick. That was an easy bucket there.
Yeah, really 3 easy buckets.
Yeah.
This has not been hard work. Now, Joe Romberg, who hit the incredible shot at the half, misses 3-pointer there, rebounded by Brady Erickson, and he is stuffed by Jacob Timmons out of bounds. It'll be Mustang basketball. That, of course, gets a big cheer from the orange side of the gymnasium.
Oh, nothing besides a dunk gets the fans more fired up than a block shot,
yep.
Jim.
Yeah. Brazzi inbounds to Meeker.
The Spartans back to their 1-3-1 half-court trap.
Meeker to Nave, right wing. He's going to get it back on the left wing. Skip pass to Romberg in the baseline corner. Now out to right wing to Nave. Nave fakes the pass. He's got a double team standing in front of him. Nave goes to the baseline. Tries to pass out of it. Gets stopped. Nowhere to go with it. Gets it to Meeker on the right wing. Meeker looking to center the basketball. Goes left side to Nave. Nave skip pass to Meeker. Meeker out right wing. Steps up to the three-point line. Sees a double team. Over to Nave. Nave's three-pointer. Good! He knew it when he let it loose, Eric.
Yeah, that was pure, man. As soon as he let it go, you knew that was in the basket. They worked around that defense a lot. You can see they're faking the pass, Jim, and then looking for those guys on the block. Nothing was open that time, but you're going to see that again here soon.
Pustiaska taking it to Brazzi, gets into the lane, passes out of it to Timmons. Timmons tried to bank it off the up left corner of the backboard. That's a hard bank.
I don't think he was trying to bank that, Jim. I think that was just a bad shot, buddy.
Romberg baseline 3! 33-22, and the Mustangs have reversed the scoring run by the Spartans, up 11 now, 33-22.
Good early offense for the Mustangs. Good confident shot from Romberg. He's been due, Jim.
Romberg is absolutely feeling it tonight. Turner to Pustiaska to Timmons. Meeker could not close off the pass on the weak side run, and it's 33-24.
That's Romberg's man who cut right to the basket. We need to do a little better job of helping out and prevent that pass, Jim.
Meeker backs the ball out. 4.5 mark here in the third quarter. Erickson, top of key. Moves back to the elbow. Off to Ryan Nave. Ryan Nave's three-pointer. Ooh, that looked good. Meeker tipped it out, but it was controlled by Timmons. Here comes the Spartans. Turner to Benzig. Benzig goes baseline. Floater from about 12 feet, makes it. Maybe give him 14. 33-26, 4 minutes to play. Another little run by the Spartans. So just what you said, Eric, the Spartans are talented enough to make some runs. Can the Mustangs equal their runs and keep driving that score back up again?
Yep, weather the storm, push the lead back up, make them keep working to get it close.
Nave at the free throw line. Nowhere to go with it. Bounce pass to Erickson. Erickson runs around the elbow. Gets into the lane. Hesitation move. Up on the rim. No good. Rebounded by Quillen. Here come the Spartans. Still down 33-26. Timmons floats it to Piasca. Piasca's shot no good. Bodied by Erickson for the foul.
Nice move by Timmons. He really attacked the closeout well. When the double team came, then just a little dump off to Putiaska then for the lay-in and foul on Erickson on the play.
One of the things I'm noticing about the Spartan offense right now, at will passing the basketball. We're not getting any hands on the basketball. They're getting easy bounce passes and easy floaters. Really good looks coming out of that. Pustiaska makes the first, and it's wholesale substitutions. 3 in, 3 out, 3 in, 3 out for both teams. For the Mustangs, Meeker, Kuchar, Fall, Pitlick, and Romberg.
I think Coach Tim's probably looking for a little more intensity, a little more fire on the defensive end.
Foster in for the Spartans.
Solon looked to inbound the ball after they'd made the free throw, Jim.
Yeah, with Foster underneath.
That's a crafty move.
That is. 33-28 after the 2 made free throws by Pustiaska. You got to like a big man that can shoot free throws, unless he's on the other team. But you still got to like a big man that can make free throws.
No, not really, Jim.
Not really. Romberg, top of the key. Off the fall, right wing. Zach moves into the lane. They're going to call a push. That's going to be on Foster, I think. Romberg made another three-pointer, though. It's nice to stroke. That's a first foul for the Spartans in the half. 2 team fouls for the Mustangs. Sean Staley in for the Spartans. As Quillen goes out. Fall to inbounds for the Mustangs. Out to Romberg. Romberg's three-pointer. Good! Romberg, 36-28.
You see Fall identify him early in the inbounds pass. You could see he was like, uh-oh, Joey's open, Joey's open.
Got to go to him.
Took the ball, took the shot.
Romberg thought he had a steal on Miller.
Yeah, he was holding him with the left hand and trying to steal with the right. So
that's Romberg's 3rd foul. So Erickson's going to come in for Romberg. Well, you hate to see that offense go take a seat. I mean, he's just.
Yeah, he was starting to feel it, Jim.
He is. He's almost heat check mode. Foster turns on Fall, dumps it to Pustiaska, drives on Pitlick. Pitlick holds up, goes to the floor. Pustiaska ran through him, shakes his head a little bit as he got bumped in the nose. Pustiaska did make the layup, though. Jackson Kuchar banks a three-pointer in. I heard him call it.
Mount Vernon Bank and Trust open for business.
39.
Dave Ryan, if you're listening, I didn't realize you were open this late on a Tuesday.
Staley with the ball up top for the Spartans. Off to Mullen. Mullen to Turner. Who makes it. That's actually Carson Miller. Makes his three-pointer. 39-33.
Somebody got lost on defense, Jim.
Jackson Cooch, another three-pointer. This time it's long enough that it misses the backboard. Rebounded.
He's going to use that backboard, Jim.
Yep. Miller to Pustiaska. There's a tip by the Mustangs. They can't control it, though. Mullen rattles one in. Man, these two teams are going at it, and the Spartans are scoring at will. And there's a timeout on the floor that's called by Solon. And they get it to 4. 39-35. Under 2 to play in the third quarter. What a third quarter start.
Wow, I tell you, and Solon is scoring at will. They had, 14 to begin the half. So that's 21 points on that Mustang defense. That's a ton for Mount Vernon to give up. So we need to plug the hole here just a little bit on defense and put a little more pressure on the Spartans, make it harder on them to score.
Yeah, I think it's just it's really where their drive penetration. So they're getting. You've talked about this before on an Ed Tim defense. Where's the weakness?
Baseline.
That's where all their scoring's coming from. It's that backside move, draws the defense away. The help comes, and they come in. They rotate in from the backside, and there's nobody home.
And that's, with Ed's defense, he's going to give that up. If they make a steady diet of those and beat us, then more power to him.
Right, crossover by Kuchar, passed out to Fall. Fall, top of the key, out to Kuchar on the baseline corner. Ooh, in and out, rebounded by Foster. And off into the hands of Staley. Staley, top of key, runs into Kuchar. Kuchar has the strip. Staley gets it back to Miller, to Mullen. Baseline corner, passed out to Foster, around to Staley. Right wing for the Spartans. Back up top to Miller.
Miller. Jim, this has really turned into a scramble. I like, though, our odds. Mount Vernon plays a scrappy game. If they can convince Solon to play that same way, I like our odds the rest of this game, Jim.
And we'll take Foster shooting a three-pointer like that all the time. He missed. Brazzi going downhill. Dump pass to Fall. Fall gets up, has a block, and they're going to call a foul. They're going to call Mullen as he drug hand as well as ball.
Nice move by Brazzi going down the left side of the lane. Little dump, bounce pass to Fall.
And that will be Zach Fall at the line to shoot 2. A lot of noise in the arena, and he misses the first, shoots it long. Brody Olchin and Ryan Nave in, Romberg and Kuchar will take a seat. So the 5 on the floor for the Mustangs, Brazzi, Olch, Fall shooting free throws, Erickson and Nave. Fall with another chance. It is loud in here. That one, front rim missed. Rebounded by the Spartans. Still a 4-point game with a minute to play in the third quarter. Erickson's going to come down to a barn burner of a fourth quarter, I got to believe.
Oh, I wouldn't expect anything less, Jim.
Mullen behind his back, loses control of it. Olch
harassing.
But he ran into Fall on the double team. They lost track of it. They're going to call Brazzi on the backside. That's his third foul. He hustled in on the weak side help defense. A closeout on Timmons. And now Meeker and Pitlick are coming in as Brazzi. Whoop, we got 3 going out.
We're going to play with 4 again, Jim. Oh, no. We're
going to
play with
6.
Hey, whatever it takes, man.
Now Brazzi. So Olch. All right, now we go. We got it straightened out. Back to 5.
Last game we did play with 4 for a little while.
We did. We did, and got a foul call.
Oh.
Quillen.
Meeker had a beat on that pass.
He did. Caden Nipper in for Solon, giving Pustiaska a rest. Quillen trying to bounce on Meeker. Meeker defended him. Quillen gets by into the lane, up and around, underneath Pitlick. He made the basket to within 2. They go. Erickson with 20 seconds to Nave. Nave's three-pointer. Good! Boom! 42-37.
Nave is feeling it too. Our shooting is pretty darn good from outside tonight, Jim.
And Quillen off the elbow, extended, no good. Erickson with the rebound. Meeker with a baseball pass, almost off the new 30-second clock. And we go to the end. Go to the fourth quarter. Mount Vernon 42, Solon 37. Solon scores 22 points in that quarter. Mount Vernon able to get 15. That made this a really tight game.
That did. Well, Solon, like you mentioned, they were getting whatever they wanted. Really, you see the inside-out game working for the Spartans. We mentioned that for Mount Vernon. Well, the Spartans really working that well, particularly on the baseline. They get the ball to Pustiaska. He's a good passer. As soon as that double team comes, the guy who gives the double, usually, we saw Romberg. He was given the double team. Then his man cuts straight to the basket immediately.
Yep.
Mount Vernon on defense, and to counter that, you have to lay off. You got to help the helper, right? And have your defenders sag back to prevent that pass. You don't want to give up the layup. If they throw the skip pass, Jim, so be it, right? If they make an open long shot, you just don't want to give up that easy bunny. And unfortunately, Mount Vernon gave up a lot of those in that third quarter. So
yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Coach Tim resolves that here. They really need to get that control back and nail and really solidify this defense. The offense is working. You can't give up those runs now from Solon. It's got to be. You got to go. You got to trade baskets at this point in the game.
Yeah, make them work as hard as you can on offense to score. No easy ones.
Mustangs get the ball in alternate possession to start the fourth quarter. We got a fresh 8 on the clock. Romberg, Nave, Meeker, Erickson, and Brazzi on the floor. Romberg's going to get it from Nave a little late. Miller closed out on him. Floater from the baseline, no good. Rebounded by Solon. Empty trip. Or actually not an empty trip, but a missed shot.
Yeah, Joey was a little off balance on that pull-up jumper from the baseline, so not
good
surprising
move.
it didn't go in.
Timmons leaves it for Benzig.
They're going to try and get the ball inside. They're into Podiaska. He's looking for the pass.
Passes out of it to Quillen to the right wing.
Good help from Erickson to prevent the little baby shot. Not a baby hook, but the little layup.
Erickson, nice pressure on Pustiaska, and he tried to toss it out top to Quillen and airmailed him. Ended up at the scorer's bench. It'll be a turnover to the Mustangs. Good defensive pressure on recovery there.
Yep, we saw that earlier in the game. You can really rattle Pudiaska, and I think that was exactly the case there. They just really rattled him with that defensive pressure and forced the turnover.
Meeker to Romberg, gets it back left wing. Sutter steps on Quillen, goes to the top of the key, now to Romberg, around to Nave. Nave on the left wing, dribbles to the elbow, gets into the lane, floater, up and no good, rebounded by Benzig. Benzig gets it off to Quillen. Down to Miller on the baseline, back out to Quillen, left wing, Benzig up top. He'll turn and get the offense started again through Quillen. Meeker and Quillen going at each other. Quillen tries to blow by Meeker, can't get it. Benzig flashes out, Erickson tries to stop him. Went a little too far, Benzig got into the lane and the floater good, 42-39, back to a 3-point lead.
Erickson came out a little bit out of control and Benzig made him pay just to really attack the closeout well.
Aggressive defense can be taken advantage of quite often. Meeker up top, off to Erickson, left side. Dribbles in a little bit to the arc, to Brazzi. Brazzi takes the move on Pustiaska, has rejected twice, this time rebounded by Erickson. Mustangs start again, elbow to Meeker. Meeker off to Erickson's three-pointer, long, no good. Benzig on the backside. There was an air ball from Erickson. And the crowd's letting him hear it. We're under 6 to play. Mustangs up 3. Miller with a basketball right wing for the Spartans.
Mustangs need to close this one out, Jim. This is going to go down the wire. It's going to be a tight game all the way through. We just got to tough it out, man.
Pustiaska with a nice pass. Timmons lets Erickson go by. Erickson with enough pressure, but Timmons gets it back, misses another one, gets his own rebound, misses another one, and he's fouled.
Yeah, Romberg got him right across the face there.
Timmons with 3 rebounds. Ryan Nave is going to be called for the foul, which is good. That's his second. Would have been Romberg's 4th. But that's where you see the foul trouble on the Mustangs, making them be not quite as aggressive. But you don't have to be aggressive to block out. You just have to put a body on somebody, and they weren't able to do it. Erickson and Nave come out. Kuchar and Fall in. Timmons made the first. It's now a 2-point game. He has a chance to get it to within 1. And Spartans shoot good free throws. You got to give them that. Brazzi to Meeker to start the offensive possession for the Mustangs. 5.5 to go. Meeker walks it across the lane, and it'll be a full timeout by Coach Tim. We'll take this full timeout with Coach Tim and take a break, featuring this commercial from Lynch Ford.
Hi, I'm Lisa Lansing with Lynch Ford and Lynch Chevrolet in Mount Vernon. As you know, there's a real issue right now with new car availability. New car dealers are critically low on inventory. However, unlike other dealerships, this situation doesn't change our philosophy on how cars should be sold. All it means in today's market is that we are going to work extra hard to help you with your next vehicle purchase, whether that's new or pre-owned. So at Lynch Ford and Lynch Chevrolet, now more than ever, let us show you how we really are selling a lot of cars in a very different way.
Well, we're back from that commercial by one of our maroon sponsors, Lynch Ford Chevrolet. Thank you to Lisa Lansing and everybody at Lynch. Eric, while we were kind of taking that time out there, great comment from you. This is a pivotal moment right here. Mustangs with the basketball, up 1. This game swings in the balance, I think, from this possession.
This is a really critical game for the Mustangs. Obviously, if they lose, the season's not over by any means, but 2-3 games left to play on a hostile court. If you can pull out this kind of game, it gives you such momentum and confidence going forward the rest of the season. So, the Mustangs just need to grit this out. Pick whatever cliche you want. They got to want it more. They got to do their best, whatever cliche you want. But this is a crucial game and a crucial possession right here for the Mustangs.
Comes down to ball control, right? We've got to value the basketball. We've got to put it in the hoop, and we've got to get stops down at the other end. Meeker to Fall, round to the right side to Kuchar. Kuchar, the screen to Romberg, and it'll be stolen by Staley, and an easy layup. And Solon takes the lead, 43-42.
It's a tough turnover there.
That 1-3-1 trap, and that'll be a foul by Quillen on Jackson Kuchar.
Yeah, you could see they really read. Kuchar knew he wanted to pass the ball across court and just snatched it out of air when he threw it.
Brazzi gets it inbounded to Kuchar. Stolly putting all kinds of pressure on Kuchar. Passes out of it to fall to the right side. Back to Kuchar on the left side. Into the middle of the lane to Meeker. Meeker's floater in and out and back in again.
I think that's his first points of the game, Jim.
Is it really? Jensen Meeker. Hard to say that. That doesn't happen very often. It's a lead again for the Mustangs, 44-43. 4.5 to play. Mullen to Pustiaska with Brazzi up high. Bounce pass down low to Timmons with Kuchar on him. He turns, makes the layup, and Kuchar gets called for the foul. That's his third.
Timmons against Kuchar, that's a mismatch for the Spartans. Physically, Timmons just a bigger guy.
Yep.
And when he gets that deep in the lane, that's a tough cover for Kuchar. He's going to have to somehow either get over the top or try and body him out and force him out a little higher.
Timmons, free throw's good. And it's a 2-point lead for the Spartans. Mustang basketball under 4.5. Meeker with the ball, working on Quillen. Drives right, passes off to Brazzi, baseline corner. Back up top to Erickson, around left wing to Romberg, back top of the key to Meeker. Mustangs content with passing the basketball. Now Meeker dribbles back out, resets the offense, pulls it apart, goes to the right side to Erickson. Erickson on the right wing. Romberg backs up on the opposite side of the court into the corner. They move the ball to the left wing and Meeker. Meeker's going to reset it. Off to Brazzi, right side.
We need better, crisper ball movement. We need to make the Spartan defense work.
And they're going to call a travel on Brazzi after contact with Pustiaska. It'll be a turnover to the Spartans. And Fall comes in for Kuchar.
Not sure I agree with that one, Jim. I didn't see the shuffle, but I wasn't necessarily looking strictly at his feet. So,
yeah. We've talked about that multiple times. When the body contact comes and no fouls called, the tendency is to walk just because you're uncertain, right? There's that moment of hesitation. Am I called or not? Quillen gets the ball in the baseline corner, gives up the shot, passes it down low to Stolly, who blew the layup, and it'll be out of bounds off of Romberg. Stolly got loose as Quillen came in from the baseline corner. It was an easy dump off. Nobody saw him, but he blew it.
Nice no-look pass by Quillen there.
Oh, great no-look.
He fooled the entire defense.
Benzig to inbound the ball for the Spartans to Pustiaska, baseline corner, out top to Quillen, or Stolly around to Quillen. Now Pustiaska on the left side baseline. Again, Stolly gets loose. He was in the baseline corner all alone. The defense didn't know where he was at. And it's a 48-44 lead for the Spartans.
We need a bucket here, Jim, big time.
Brazzi to Erickson. Erickson tries to shake and bake on Timmons, leaves it for Meeker. Cross-court pass to Brazzi. Brazzi goes baseline. And a charge on Stolly. Stolly's doing everything right now.
He is. He's all over the court. 2:54, Jim, in the game. This is a really critical juncture. We got to get a stop, come back, either get a 2 or a 3-pointer, and really get some momentum back. So right now, Solon has all the momentum.
Yep. Staley puts the 4th foul on Brazzi. He goes to the bench. Staley blows by Meeker and makes the layup.
That guy's everywhere. Are there 5 of him on the court?
Sean Staley. Coach Tim's going to call a timeout. He's going to be a 30-second timeout as it's a 6-point deficit. The Spartans down 12 at half, down 5 at third quarter, now lead by 6. The Mustangs just have nothing to stop them.
No, as we mentioned, in that third quarter, they just scored at will, and that trend has continued here in the fourth. Of all the parts of the Mustangs that fall apart, usually it isn't the defense, right?
Right.
If there's going to be anything where they struggle, it's usually on the offensive end, but not tonight. The Spartans, they've got this defense figured out.
Well, they do, and we have a bird's eye view of the defense of the entire play happening, and we can see the adjustment that has been made in the interest on Pustiaska and double teaming the pass across the lane, and they're just rolling the wing player down into the open baseline. There's nobody home.
Nope, nobody home, and that's been a theme multiple times here in the second half.
Brazzi to inbound, gets it to Meeker. Mustangs down 6, 2.5 to go in the game. Critical bucket needed here. Meeker runs off Quillen, reverses left side. Kuchar drives baseline, left side, bounces out of it. Turns and loses it out of bounds. It'll be Spartan basketball.
Stolle doing a little bit of clapping in Kuchar's face there.
Yep. 50-44, 2:20 to go. Staley crosses center court. Leaves it to Benzig. Benzig with Erickson on him. Timmons drives it to the right side, leaves it for Staley. Staley with Meeker on him out high. Dribbles right side, stops at the right wing, picks up his dribble, hands off to Pustiaska and then off to Quillen. Quillen resets. Jackson Kuchar went for the steal, wrapped his arm around Quillen, and he'll be called for his 4th foul.
You know, I wasn't watching Coach Tim. That almost looked intentional.
It really has to be a 2-minute mark, down 6. I think you got to be aggressive and go for the steal. But I don't know that you want to put the Spartans on the line.
No, they've been draining their free throws tonight, so they're a good free throw shooting team.
Quillen makes the first, rattles it in. Nave in for Kuchar. And Quillen's second free throw, in and out, rebounded by Brazzi. 7-point lead, under 2 to go.
We don't need to shoot fast, but we do need to get good shots.
Romberg with an air ball 3-pointer, but it went off of a Spartan out of bounds, so Mustangs retain possession. Out to Meeker. Meeker to Romberg. This is a part of the game, Eric, that's going to be interesting next year when we have that shot clock in play.
Yeah,
and how that changes the game.
A 5-point, 6-point lead this point of the game is not safe by any means,
right.
But it's much more safe than it is a 35-second shot clock.
Nave to Romberg on the baseline, no good. Rebounded, is tipped back up by Brazzi. Pustiaska with a rebound. Erickson will foul him. It'll be shooting 1-on-1 for Pustiaska, and a full timeout is going to be called by the Spartans. So the Spartans really looking to put nails in the coffin now. Up 7 under a minute, or right around a minute 20.
Yep. You know, so what Mount Vernon has to hope is that they miss some free throws, and then we go down. We have to get early offense. Doesn't mean you don't have to shoot a 3-pointer every time, Jim, but you do need to take your first best shot.
Right.
And really take that. You know, and Mount Vernon's gone a little cold.
They really have. So you think about the energy that we closed out that half with. And, I mean, this thing was rolling. And Solon goes into the locker room, calms it down, and comes back out and plays a different style of offense that just is undeniable.
Yeah, I mean, 24 points at or no, it was 14.
15.
15 points at halftime. 51 now.
Yep.
So that's a little better offense there from the Spartans in the second half. So yeah, like I said, Mount Vernon here. The hope is, we got a minute 23 left. They're going to foul, and they're going to hope that the Spartans miss some free throws. Spartans make their free throws. Odds are this game's over. So we just got to hope that the boys here from the Spartans, have a little bad luck at the line for the last minute 23.
And I'm not keeping stats, obviously, but I can't remember a Spartan that has missed appreciable free throws. Pustiaska, nothing but net on the first.
No, they're a 60 on the year, Jim. They're a 60% free throw shooting team. So, they're going to make 6 out of 10, but they've definitely been better than that this evening.
And another nothing but net for Pustiaska. It's 53-44. 9-point lead, $1:20 to go. Mustangs with the basketball. Meeker leaves it for Romberg, top of key. Over to Meeker, left wing.
We got to go faster than this, Jim.
Off to Kuchar. Kuchar sees Staley in front of him, has it tipped away. Off to Romberg. Romberg now with Staley in front of him. Off to Meeker. Meeker baseline corner. Now Brazzi in the lane. Has it tipped away. Stolen. Nope. Kuchar picks up the loose ball. 1 minute to play.
This is good defense by Solon, really harassing the Mustangs.
Erickson gets into the lane, throws one up. It won't go down off the rim. Pustiaska with the rebound, and they'll call Erickson on the reach. Thanks to a little Academy Award effort by Pustiaska there.
Yeah, he really flails when he gets the rebound if he feels anybody grabbing at it.
I thought Erickson had good position on the jump, but and so that's it for Brazzi. Evan Brazzi picks up his 5th foul. I thought it was on Erickson, so maybe that's why the foul was called, whatever Evan had done.
It's a rough night for the Mustangs, Jim. The boys at least lost the freshman and the sophomore contest, and it looks like we're going to lose the varsity contest. I know the girls' varsity win or lost, but
sophomore lost.
Sophomore lost.
And I didn't hear about the freshmen.
Yeah, they're playing right now.
Oh, okay.
So over in that auxiliary gym. So it's been a rough night for Mustang basketball.
Ryan Nave gets it on the handoff from Meeker, gets into the lane. The floater not going to be good. Tipped out, controlled by Benzig of the Spartans. 40 seconds, 11-point lead for the Spartans. Staley gets the ball from Benzig. There's all kinds of work by the Mustangs to try to get a foul or a steal. And instead of either, Coach Galpin gets a timeout. Another full timeout, extending the game, 55-44. It'll be Spartan possession out of the timeout. I'm just at a loss for words in how this second half has flipped the script from the first half.
Yeah, they really have. The Spartans have just dissected that Mustang defense, the vaunted Mustang defense, I would add, and just have really dissected it. They've been almost surgical in this second half and really getting whatever kinds of shots they wanted. Yep. I mean, in the first half, they couldn't get a shot, right? I mean, not a good one.
Right.
And that really showed in the score and obviously in their shooting percentage. But here in the second half, there have been numerous layups. The threes they have had to take have been wide open looks. So kudos to the Spartans. They made coach made some great adjustments at halftime. And I think, too, you see, Pustiaska, he leads them in scoring and rebounding, but he's a great passer out of the post. You can see he identifies well and really does a nice job of swinging the ball around, hitting the open guy. So, I mean, he makes it really hard on a defense.
Well, they're moving well without the basketball, and that's really what softened that defense so much. Staley trying to get the ball in. That's a 5-second call. And so the Mustang defense able to get a turnover there. 32.5 seconds on the clock, down 11. Kuchar gets the ball from Nave. Working on Staley, leaves it for Erickson. Erickson gets into the lane. Now out to Nave. And Nave makes the three-pointer. 55-47, 22 seconds. Solon student section with a chant of "Who's your daddy?" Should expect nothing less from a sweep today, a sweep for the season, and
get out the broom, Jim. Right. They definitely have owned the Mustangs this year on the basketball court.
Quality programs, and both Mustang teams, I think, do have a chance to make some noise in the postseason. So I guess we'll see, which teams last. You do have to wonder how the faucet got shut off so quickly for the Mustangs. We get it on the offense or on the defensive side and what Solon's been able to do there, but also do it on the defensive side, right? I mean, they've scored 40 points in this half, Solon has, and Mount Vernon with just
20.
Just 20.
Yeah. Yeah, so, I think if you look at the ball movement between halves and you look at the number of steals, Mount Vernon had quite a few steals, got some easy buckets, and just didn't turn them over in the second half. So I think those two things really contributed to this kind of second half demise for the Mustangs.
Staley with the ball clears the center line.
And don't forget Staley. Staley turned into Michael Jordan in a hurry.
Oh my gosh, he's been everywhere on both ends of the court. And 7 seconds left. Mustangs try not to foul. Timmons doesn't take the easy layup. Instead, he pulls it back out.
Classy move by Timmons there.
Classy move, and that'll be the final. As the Mustangs go down 55-47, in the Highway 1 rivalry is likely swept. We don't know about the freshman game in the gymnasium beside us, but it's always tough to go into the opponent's lair on Highway 1. But Solon's managed to do that and then defend down here.
Yep, solid team. You know, I think they'll do well. They'll win, I would think, a couple games in the postseason. I don't know if they'll make it out to Des Moines, but you know, solid team here in Solon, and you know, Mount Vernon still has some work to do, right? I think you saw a little bit of that tonight. I didn't really talk about it during the broadcast, but you know, we've added some pieces back in.
Yep.
Granted, they've played a lot of ball together over the years, but it's new to have Jackson on the court, Jackson Kutcher. So, you know, that's a new dynamic to try and weave together. The rest of the guys have had all year to play together, and Jackson's had some practices now in 2 games.
And there's you get into a game like this, and there's an extra pressure that hasn't been applied, and so this being your second game out, and not being comfortable and confident in those relationships, in those perceptions of where your team is, does have an impact, and I think we've seen that. So still a dangerous team. Still, Mustangs still got a lot of tools, a lot of opportunities for them. Didn't work out tonight. They lost to the pressure of Solon, something that Coach Tim will no doubt have to work on, because there'll be some film study in the postseason that some teams will want to play Mount Vernon that way.
Yeah, if I were playing Mount Vernon and you got a good passing big man, get it into the post and then let that guy just dissect the defense, really. And I think that was the recipe for success. On the offensive end, though, you know, for the Mustangs, like I said, a little bit of, I think, self-inflicted there. Didn't have the crisp ball movement that we saw.
Yeah.
A lot more holding, kind of looking, as opposed to moving and really forcing the defense to react and respond. And once Solon got that momentum, and you know, the avalanche just kind of fell on the Mustangs there towards the end. But you know, no shame in this loss. This is a solid Solon team, and you know, we've got a couple left. We have time to kind of mend the ship again. You know, not all the pieces on offense were working at the same time.
Right.
You know, great game from Joey Romberg, but you know, Evan Brazzi hampered by foul trouble. Jensen Meeker didn't have many points. You know, Jackson Kutcher, you know, made some threes, but you know, probably missed a couple shots he would normally make.
Right.
So you know, and then you know, cleaning up those turnovers. You know, we saw in the second half, I think in particular, just some really errant passes that I think are uncharacteristic of the guys, and they'll clean that up, and Ed'll be working hard with them on practice tomorrow. I have no doubts that it'll be it'll be a physical, long, hard practice tomorrow, and they'll get better. And that's the one thing I guarantee, they will get better.
Your game ball tonight?
Joey Romberg.
So Liz Doherty and Joey Romberg, the 2 game balls for tonight for the Mustangs, both in losing storylines, but solid performances. Great to see both of them getting their points, accentuating their performances. And again, congratulations to Liz Doherty for being named an academic All-American. So for Mustang Vision, next opportunity Friday night, Eric Briesmeister will have the call along with whomever he brings on. I'm guessing that freshman-sophomore games, you might hear a little Trevor Parks. By the time you get to the evening, the varsity contest with Benton, you got a
You know, I haven't asked anybody yet. I had forgotten that you weren't going to be there. You know, my memory lasts at least 2 to 3 seconds. So I'll probably ask Brad to see if he'll do the varsity with me again. He's always a good
Brad Haverback,
good color guy.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Well, I appreciate you doing that. When my schedule conflicts, I'm off to Carthage College for a college visit for Tessa. So we'll be looking forward to listening to the call and seeing how things come out for you. Then on the other side of that, you'll have Mustang Vision covering the Mount Vernon Independence first round game. And then we've got a couple more basketball games for the boys before we get into the postseason. So
yep, absolutely. And actually, I do believe that they announce the boys will host one
Oh, I hadn't heard that.
I think so. I think so. Don't quote me, but I think they said that Mount Vernon will be hosting at least one game.
Wow,
so,
that's amazing.
Yeah,
amazing.
so that'll be fun to be able to do that. So we'll have a couple postseason games hopefully, and oh, by the way, shout out, congratulations to Tessa.
And to Michael.
And to Michael and all the rest of the
speeches. Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever seen a team dominate like that.
Oh, my gosh.
How many ones?
6. Yeah, I don't know how many.
6 all-state performers.
6 all-state performance,
and
5 of them performing.
And were there like 8 or 9 that got all ones?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 9 groups got all ones. And
yep.
So, yeah, fantastic. It's just it's a great time to be a Mustang. Tonight, maybe not so much.
Excellence on the court, on the field, and in the classroom.
In the classroom. So, Spartans go to 13-7. The Mustangs fall to 9-10. He's Eric Briesmeister with some incredible analysis, great insight. Love to be next to him. Thanks to Coach Sanderson for his time tonight. I'm Jim Beatty. We're Mustang Vision. We will have more for you Friday night. Have a great rest of your week.